Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Coles County Fair Harness Racing Program,
Red
Day
microphone
2.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
There he is.
Steve Surratt, David Brink here, and we're doing some testing on that mic. Hopefully everything will work smooth today. I look forward to. We ended good with the last race last night, so
For the track announcer's sake, I hope everything goes smoothly tonight.
yeah. Who's that guy doing that today?
Yours
David
truly
Brink?
on microphone,
David
correct?
Brink
Yeah.
under the microphone tonight, or under the microscope, or whatever. You did a great job up north at Cambridge. You'll do another great job today, and so we've changed some things for you today. Hopefully it'll make the broadcast a good broadcast for you as we get
when
started
we travel
today.
as a team, we have the time to sit down and talk out some
Red
of these
mic
ideas.
test 1, 2,
So
3,
we
4.
kind of spent some time this morning and worked through some ideas we've been having and vigorously worked them out pretty quick. So hopefully everything works for you today. Looks good.
Yeah, and so we're looking forward to 12 races today with a 12:30 post time for the races. People are starting to meander in. We've got a little stickier day than we had yesterday, David. We kind of lost our breeze. I might have to go to the car to get my little fan out.
You know, the overcast, I think, will keep it from getting super, super hot, but it is muggy for sure. You know, I can feel my sweat on my mustache right now, so.
Yep. So with that, we've got things going for you today. Glad that you could be on board for the programming that we have for you. 12 races, as I said.
Yeah, featuring the Illini Stakes for 2- and 3-year-olds. We got about 10 of those, I think, or 8 of those, and then we have a couple overnights to finish off the card. 12 races, a lot of horses here.
Yep, and I tell you what, we had our subscriber go up last night after we announced it. We need you, if you're watching or listening today, to go to that YouTube site and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you should get some notifications when we're on the air. Also, if you sign in like that and do that, you can chat with us. And we had some great chat last night with some people.
We opened up the chat last night for the first time. That was a setting we had to change, and it worked out great. You know, we had tons of people in there jumping in, you know, cheering on a horse, talking with us, helping us out when our audio died, all that kind of stuff. You know, it really helped just kind of keep it engaging and personal.
Absolutely. So you can do that on Facebook. You can like us on Facebook. That just gets you the information when we post something on Facebook, like an event coming up or our schedule. And then from the backstretch, one of my favorite parts of the program, this is where you interact with us, either through the YouTube site on chat or by sending an email to David Brink at harnesstube@gmail.com. YouTube's going to be the preferable today because David's going to be doing track announcing today.
So bear with us today with me on the microphone. We'll see. I'm going to get back and forth hopefully pretty smoothly. But you know, if I'm not on my email or Facebook or something, use the YouTube chat. Use text whatever you got. I think the YouTube chat's really turning into something that might work out for us.
Yeah, that may be the route that we want to go. The other thing I'll throw out, I'm going to do this throughout today because this is what we do at BC Hornet Sports. Text me.
Text me.
Text me.
My phone's pretty close. Text Steve.
Text Steve at 217-740-9234. That's 217-740-9234. I'll try to keep looking at my phone, but you can contact us that way. YouTube, chat with us, harnesstube@gmail.com, or by sending me a text at 217-740-9234.
And I guess this is the backstretch slides. It's time to talk about this. We do put the race program out there about a half an hour before post time. We make it available on our Facebook page. We share it out to our friends and followers there. But also we realize we don't have everyone on Facebook. So if you can get into the YouTube video that you're watching for the broadcast, in the description there will be a PDF link to get the race program yourself.
All right, that's out there and available. With that, we're going to pay for things here by giving our sponsors some time. You're listening to Harness Tube, second day of the Coles County Fair.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, OnGate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at OnGate.com. OnGate, we've changed the way the business works.
Back with you on Harness Tube, Steve Surratt, David Brink, Lisa Surratt giving you the photos today, or the video. We've got a cam here that we can throw on, but this is what we're about done, David, with broadcasting.
We are. We're getting close to the end, aren't we? We have one more day here at Charleston. We come back 12:30 tomorrow post time. Then we're right back home. We're the 5th and 6th this weekend, Saturday and Sunday at Mount Sterling, 2 o'clock post time at our home track, home fair, hometown.
And so we're looking forward to that. We invite all of our Brown County watchers and listeners, get out to the fair, get out and see it live, and see what's going on.
And
tell your friends.
We were talking this morning. I can think of a couple Brown Countyans who might make good interviews, or who might drop on a broadcast and ask them a few questions about their memories of watching the horse races at Mount Sterling. You know, there's been some great ones, some great miles, some great exciting races. Some high-profile drivers come through there, so maybe we'll get some people to drop on a microphone, some fans.
Well, that'd be great if we could get that accomplished.
Our wheels are spinning, aren't they?
Hey, they've been spinning all morning. Sometimes they've been spinning correctly, and then other time the hubcap falls off. So we're just glad to be around again. 12 scheduled races for you today. We couldn't be on the air though without our generous donors, the people that have written checks to David or given through Venmo or PayPal. And they're up on the screen right now. We thank all of those for doing that. And it's getting short, but if you'd still appreciate it, you know, you can donate to Harness Tube to keep us on the air. At Venmo and PayPal, it's at Harness Tube or P.O. Box 63 in Mount Sterling. And so with that, we'll take another station break. We'll be back after these messages.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Come join us for the 25th annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale to be held on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Over 180 yearlings will be offered, including many by leading sires across the Midwest, as well as several by first crop stallions. It's one of our strongest catalogs ever. Find your next champion at the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Back with you on Harness Tube. Again, if you've got something to share with us, go to From the Backstretch. We'd love to hear from you on that. We want to thank the volunteers that have videoed this before, David.
You know, this whole idea was born from necessity through COVID, and we've mentioned it before, and everyone who stepped up, you know, it may have felt like it was a little ask. You're helping the horse racing out by standing in a box pointing your camera phone. But as we know now, you know, going out into the fairs and meeting these owners and horsemen and fans, how much they appreciate just being able to watch their horse on a grainy video with echoey audio, just to see put their eyes on their animal makes them so happy. So everyone who helped us through the last 3 years and who continues to help us, Candy Herzog, did some camera work this year. I think Laney Tedrick did the one day at Altamont. People are still stepping up and doing this. We're not the only place in town. So just thank everyone for this whole idea of broadcasting and getting our races to the viewers, in a digital format.
Well, the thing about that, David, is what can they do about the 2024 season?
You're asking for
2024. How can I get on the schedule in 2024?
Oh, you're talking about the fairs. I thought you were talking about the people who did the filming.
Nope.
Okay, the fair schedule. So, yeah, we were back on the backstretch last night after the races, having, there was a cookout over
Yellow microphone test.
There he was. And we had some interest. People asking, why didn't go to this fair? Why didn't go to that fair? And it always came down just to, we were planning this on a shoestring budget. We kept the expenses small, stayed closer to home. And unfortunately, we're in the western belly button of Illinois, away from the rest of the state. But there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of fun to be had down here in southeast Illinois. The racing's, fun. We were asked about a couple fairs last night. So if you would like to get us to your home track, your home fair, or to broadcast your races, reach out. If you see us, we're all wearing shirts now. You can see we got some nice matching shirts. If you see the big green triangle, come talk to us. We'd be happy to try to push in the right direction. And if next year is on your mind, we can look at it, see how it's going to fit with the traditionally how the fair runs and when it sits with the rest of the fairs, and how much it might cost us to get down there, and we'll work out something for you. We'll try our best for sure.
Absolutely, and distance isn't the only thing to figure in. I mean, if it's 3 hours or so, I'm 65 years old. It's hard for me on a night race to drive back late at night. We've done that a little bit this year, but we need a motel room. It's going to cost us for some food to stay over, cost us gas money to get there. David a lot of times needs to work, and so he's working as late as he can in the day and flying in and trying to do things. So a lot of times we can't ride together. We've done it as much as we can. But I'll give you a great example that we have down here. We're here for 3 days. And the great thing about being here for 3 days is that we've got a B&B that we're staying at.
Airbnb,
that we're staying at. We're able to, make some of our own food, which cuts expenses. But it's not work at that point. Although we've got to set up the equipment, guess what? We had like a 15-minute drive to get in here today.
And maybe a 20-minute setup because it's a repeat day. It's not a new setup. That cuts us down our time too. We're going to enjoy the races when we're at a longer than. Need something from me?
Yeah, driver changes if you got them.
Oh, yeah, take them. Go right ahead. Speaking of that Airbnb, if I remember, I might give them some mic time tonight just because it's a cool concept. If you all follow our Facebook page, you understand. I posted a picture this morning at 7 a.m. I was sitting out on the deck, drinking my coffee, listening to the birds chirp and the crickets. And there was 2 fawns, 40 yards from me just grazing. Didn't mind me. I didn't mind them. Just the beautiful, quiet Southern Illinois, it just doesn't get any better. And, this isn't a vacation, it's work, but we'll take the vacation moments when we can, the vacation time when we can. Hopefully tonight after the races we'll have some time to do something. We talked about coming back to the fair. I know you all are tractor pull fans. I think they're having a tractor pull tonight. They're watering the tractor pull track and getting things ready. So maybe we'll come back to the fair, go out to eat, find some place downtown Charleston, what have you. But the Airbnb has been a cool, setup. The rural America feel. We have a fire pit. We can go roast weenies tonight if we want to, make s'mores, and we're trying to keep the expenses down for you as much as we can. I'm telling you, we're sharing an Airbnb together out there, just because the hotels are so expensive and they're in high commodity during events like fairs. So we appreciate everyone, who's helped us, with our financial goals and expenses, but I'm still not paying these 2 what they're worth. I'm telling you guys, if you all knew how much we were working our butts off and what the market was for this kind of work, the fact that we got people who enjoy it and have, became a fan and just kind of like being here and doing this sort of thing. When I first thought about this idea, I was a communications major from QU. I thought about, I'll call up some students and get interns out here and point the camera and do the production. That still kind of might be in the pipeline. But the buy-in wouldn't have been there. You guys have fallen in love. You're part of the community. You got to meet some of the trainers and drivers last night. Become part of the family, and it's really is a family.
It is, and it's a great opportunity, folks. If you're just now listening and trying to decide what you're going to do, give us a shot online. We kind of help you get familiar with racing. I asked as somebody said, Harness Racing for Dummy questions. but it's harness racing for people that want to get to know more about what's going on.
Don't say dummies, because it's a little derogatory, but here's the thing. 99% of the world has your same questions. We have to remember that the horse racing community is so small now in comparison to the overall population. Your questions are the everyman's questions. The grandstand might know a little more than the average person. They come back to the races every year. They hear information from people like Kurt Becker. But the questions you have are the questions every American would have. And if we can get you interested, if we can get it broke down to your level and sell you on the excitement, not knowing anything coming into this, hopefully we can just translate that to some fun for you and keep you for life.
Yep, that is the great part about doing what we're doing, is that you get to know the people, you get to know the racers, you get to be, and I tell you what, when you start talking to the racers and they get to know you and the trainers get to know you, you become part of that community also.
Once the introduction takes place, you almost just see the smile hit their face. You know what I mean? You guys last night kind of see what I'm talking about. Everyone, we were walking out of Lincoln and we were tearing down and packing up the van or whatnot, and I think one of the fair board members was saying, well, I guess we made it big time, and here we are just giggling to ourselves because we think we're just doing this by the seat of our pants on the fly, but it's appreciated and it's fun, and the horsemen really do appreciate it. So to get you guys into the barn area, to get you into that close-knit family, it's fun.
Well, I tell you what, David, I don't know what you've got to do for prep, but we'll take a commercial break here so
Works
that you can maybe do some track announcing and get some things started there. You're listening to Harness Tube.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, OnGate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at OnGate.com. OnGate, we've changed the way the business works.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Back with you on Harness Tube as we do our pre-race here, as I'm trying to get the driver changes in and David's trying to get prepared to do some track announcing. You're on the yellow mic today?
Yeah, does that matter? Are we on the wrong channel?
I don't know. Do a test on it real quick so I can make sure that we've got the right one.
I gotta learn how to use this thing.
Hello, Tommy. Hi, how are you?
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Got it.
Cool. I think we're good.
All right. Well, hang on. Do it again.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Yep, you're good. All we'll turn you back up there.
Turn me up there and down the other place.
All right. With that, David, anything on this first race that you want to talk about?
You know what? I think I'll just take this time to talk about the Illini Colt Stakes. It's been fun to watch and come around. This isn't a circuit that I normally get to see a lot. You know, different horses, different trainers, different fairs even, and just to be kind of a part of that circuit's been fun. And there's been some exciting races. So, you know, we have a whole day of packed Illini races today. We'll see what happens with them.
Okay, well, those are the things going on. You'll hear David a lot today because he's a track announcer also. I know he's got some pre-race things to do as we are just about 8 minutes away from post time.
Are we that close?
Yeah, we're 8 minutes away, so you need to probably do driver changes and all that stuff for folks.
I'm going to pop up and do that then.
All right. We'll turn it back on for him to do that, and we'll continue with our changes in the racing today as far as the drivers are concerned. 12 races on board for you today. On here. Want to talk just a moment about the Finn family. Tragic accident.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Coles County Fair here in Charleston, Illinois. For today's afternoon harness races, we have 12 races in store for you this afternoon featuring the Illini Colt Stake 2- and 3-year-old races. We'll get the driver changes passed along to you here pretty quickly. Let's start thumbing through. The first race is clean. There's nothing in the first race. If you flip to the second race, 3, Amana Chip, will be driven by Jerome Daniels. Jerome Daniels on the 3 in the second race, Amana Chip. Third race is clear. Flip to the fourth race. The 1 horse, Hope's Star, will be driven by Freddie Patton Jr. Freddie Patton Jr. on the 1, Hope's Star, fourth race. Good to know. Darla Martin Lohman will be on the 2, Lot of Grit in that race. Darla Martin Lohman on the 2, Lot of Grit, race 4. And bear with me while I make a note of that. Race 5, the 2 horse Carly Bay will be driven by Jordan Patton. Jordan Patton, the 2, Carly Bay, race 5. 6th race, Vertical Speed will be driven by Steve Halford. The 3 horse, Vertical Speed, 6th race, driven by Steve Halford. 7th race is clean. 8th race, driver change on the 4. Coal Creek will be driven by Jill Brown. Jill Brown on the 4, Coal Creek in the 8th race. 9th race, driver change on the 5. Tyler Stevens Clemens will drive the 5, Frontier Molly. Tyler Stevens Clemens on the 5, Frontier Molly, today's 9th race. Today's 10th race, the number 1 horse, Telstar, will be driven by Matt Evanetti. Not Wyatt, it'll be Matt Evanetti on the 1 Telstar, race 10, horse 1. Race 11, our only scratch of the day, El Champion is a scratch transportation. Scratch the 1, El Champion, race 11. 12th race is clean. Horses for the first are due on the backstretch shortly.
Back with you on Harness Tube. As David gave you the changes there, we had one that we'll still need to get from him. But those are the driver changes throughout today, as we have them every single race. Tyler Stevens Clemens. As the rest of the judges end up at the in the stand, and I continue to go through and try to get our driver changes done for us as far as the race is concerned. I tell you what, I'm going to go to a station break real quick. We'll help our sponsors out. We'll be back.
Come join us for the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale to be held on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Over 180 yearlings will be offered, including many by leading sires across the Midwest, as well as several by first crop stallions. It's one of our strongest catalogs ever. Find your next champion at the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
Back with you today on Harness Tube, Bertha Coles County Fair, Day 2. Going to be a little different setup for us today, as David Brink is doing track announcing today, so he'll pop in and out with the broadcast that we have today, but want to thank everyone for joining us. Now, I'll get race 1 up, and you'll see a new format today for race 1 as we've changed up some things.
We just received notice that the ambulance is out on call, and we're waiting for them to call us back when the ETA will get here. Waiting on the ambulance before the first race.
All right, with that, let's take a look at the rundown of this first race. Chris Brown will be driving Danish Dreamboat, trained by Jill Brown. From the Flacco Farms, it's from Dashing Durango and Bands. Well, now I need David on those. Okay, Honolulu is going to be driven by Wyatt Avenatti, and that will be the 2-horse. Steven Cyril is the trainer on that. Let me look at something here. They changed another driver on me, and I need to see if I can find out what that is. On the number 4 race. The number 3, YF Starlight. YF Starlight, driven by Darla Martin Lohman. She is also going to drive in the 4th race. I've got to look here. Number 3, Vertical. No, is it the 4 race or the 3? No. I thought it was a 4 race that the change was made in. 4 race, a lot of grit. A lot of grit will be the horse that she will drive in that. That's Darla Martin Lohman. As I get that change written down. Okay, then after that will be Fox Valley Jesse, driven by Jamaica Patton, trained by Jamaica Patton. And Jamal Denson will be driving Hope Forever by Rashawn Trigg. Rashawn Trigg, the trainer on that horse. And as I said, we are waiting for the ambulance to get there as they are out on a call. And that's going to make us have a delay here with the broadcast. But kind of a steamy, light breeze, little overcast day here. You can feel the humidity today and what's going on. And so got some notes out here from Daryl Sinclair. Sorry, can't make it there today, but I can watch it on here. Absolutely. Glad you. And then from him, he's going to try to make it online at home. Okay, all right. Well, we're glad that he's on board with things and able to watch us. Daryl Sinclair, as he's given a shout out there. You can also give me a shout out on my cell phone number. We're going to let you text today. And text me at 217 740 9234. That's 217 740 9234. You can text me with where you're watching from, or maybe if you're a first-time watcher or listener, favorite driver, anything that's on your mind, you can text at 217-740-9234, or you can chat with us online on the YouTube channel. Those are the two best ways to happen today, and I'll try to watch those as David's got his hands full, and as we try to watch things. But we're so glad to be here. Like I said, we're in delay because we're waiting for an ambulance. And as soon as we get that, we've got an outrider again today, which I'm really happy with that. That's one of my big things that I like to see at the tracks in case we should have a problem with a horse. And it could be something as simple as a horse stopped during the warm-up lap and won't get going. We've seen that happen where a horse won't move unless it sees another horse, and it's really good to have that outrider to go out and help that driver with that horse and get it started. And we've had horses get loose or accidents, and then the outrider is able to help corral that horse. And so with the delay here, you're probably going to hear a few more commercials as we give our sponsors their benefit in their time.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, OnGate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at OnGate.com. OnGate, we've changed the way the business works.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Back with you on Harness Tube as we await get the ambulance here. Judges are here, horsemen are here, everybody is ready, but we've got to put safety first and have the ambulance here first before we can get started. You want to be prepared for things to happen, and let me see if I can get David here just a second, and we'll see if we can't do some co-announcing between the two of us. That'll help him out in the stands right now because we've got Major Phil going on. David, if you'll put your headset on, turn your mic on, I'll ask the questions. Maybe we can tell people how to read their score sheet. Maybe we got some new fans over here in the stands today. And, huh? Well, they can't. Well, you can just kind of I'll prod you on, and you can double take it, and we'll hear it. We can hear it on both.
Well, we got the horses out here. I was thinking we were going to come. They're all on the track. I don't know where the ambulance or EMT is, but they're coming in. No, but that's where they're coming. You got me excited there, Randy. That was our official for today, Randy Callahan. Said they're coming right there. They're coming in right there. No, they will come in right there, so we know where to look now. But still waiting for the ambulance. Got called out on a call. We hate to hear that. It prolongs the horses, post-parade, but also for the person involved.
Absolutely. And it just makes it's tough in any sport when you have Phil.
Yeah, I can. Yep.
So we got another change in a race, do we?
Yeah, I'll announce that real quick.
Another driver change in. Race 5, the 5-horse Counselor M will be driven by Cornelius Cavett. Cornelius Cavett on the 5, Counselor M, race 5.
Got an ambulance, so we're ready to go.
We did, oh, my goodness. Let me take off this headset.
And the ambulance is here, so we can go ahead and start the post parade for race 1. Today's first race is the Illini 2-year-old filly trot, first division, for a purse of $1,450. Race sponsor Prairie State Bank and Trust. The 1, Danish Dreamboat, is owned by Flacco Family Farms LLC of Alexis, Illinois, bred by William Hellmuth of Iowa, trained by Jill Brown, driven by her husband, Chris Brown. The 2, Honolulu, is owned by Steve Serrell of Grant Park, Illinois, Brian Cody of Bradford, Illinois, James Nellinger of Peoria, bred by Jeff Jones, trained by Steve Serrell, driven today by Wyatt Avenetti. The 3-horse YF Starlight is owned by Charles Dorning of Brownstown, Illinois, bred by Chester Yoder, trained and driven by Darla Martin Lohman. The 4-horse Fox Valley Jesse is owned by Sherry Boldovich of Lakewood, Colorado, Jamaica Patton of Rochester, and Linda Allhands of Monticello, Illinois, bred by Fox Valley Standardbreds of Sherman, trained and driven by Jamaica Patton. The 5-horse Hope Forever is leased by Charles Hurst of Houston, Texas, bred by Merle Miller of Illinois, trained by Roshan Trigg and driven today by Jamal Denson.
You'll notice our new graphics up there today. We will not give post times until the end of the race, as the track announcer David Brink will be doing that, but we'll be posting that at the end of the race with the race results. And remember, until they're made official by the announcer, they are unofficial results. With that, I'm looking at this. My favorite in this is Fox Valley Jesse. We've seen that horse a couple of times at Lincoln and Urbana, both seconds there. But Farmer City and Fairfield, that horse was a first.
This field meets on the backstretch.
Times of 2:10.
Only the 4, Fox Valley Jesse's taken a win this year. These 2-year-old fillies. Fox Valley Jesse's made 4 starts, got 2 wins in 2 seconds. Should be pretty formidable in this field. The rest of the field still looking for their first winner's circle appearance.
We got to see Danish Dreamboat 3 times this year. YF Starlight 3 times. And Fox Valley Jesse a couple times. Hope Forever 3 times. Danish. And only once for Honolulu.
The field of 5 fillies, 2-year-old fillies. Meet in behind the gate for today's first division of Illini 2-year-old filly trot. Purse of $1,450. From the inside out, the 1, Danish Dreamboat, Chris Brown for wife Jill Brown. The 2, Honolulu and Wyatt Avenetti for trainer Steve Serrell. The 3, YF Starlight, trained and driven by Darla Martin Lohman. The 4, Fox Valley Jesse, trained and driven by Jamaica Patton. On the outside, 5, Hope Forever, Jamal Denson. That field swings down the stretch. And here they come. Nice clean start of trotting fillies. 2-year-old trotting fillies out here. And it's Danish Dreamboat to the lead quickly for Chris Brown into that first turn. On the outside, Fox Valley Jesse. And, oh, we got a break up front. Danish Dreamboat was off stride on the outside. Fox Valley Jesse's going to try to inherit the lead from Honolulu and Wyatt Avenetti. YF Starlight sitting there 3rd. Hope Forever back there 4th. And Danish Dreamboat's back on stride, it looks like, at the back of the pack. As they head to that quarter-mile marker, it's all Fox Valley Jesse on top by a length and a couple increasing lengths to that quarter-mile marker. Sitting second still, Honolulu. 3rd back there is YF Starlight and Darla Martin. Hope Forever back there fourth, and at the back of the pack is still Danish Dreamboat. They 32-2 to that opening quarter, 32-2. Fox Valley Jesse leads them in that second turn with a strong commanding lead. And we have YF Starlight made a break from the 3 hole. So Honolulu has a comfortable second place now as they move to the home stretch for the first time. And it's all Fox Valley Jesse. This nice 2-year-old trotting filly is stretched out here in front of the grandstand, showing off for you, on top by a handful of lengths. Back there second, Honolulu, and Wyatt Avenatti has a comfortable lead over Hope Forever in third. YF Starlight in fourth, back to Danish Dreamboat at the back of the pack. 103-4 to the half, 103-4. Jamaica Patton takes that filly up the backstretch for the last time today, and Fox Valley Jessie opens up her lengths by increasing 5-10, 10-15 at this point. Honolulu back there second by a few lengths. Hope Forever is still third. YF Starlight fourth, and Danish Dreamboat is last. They move to the three-quarter mile marker. It's still Fox Valley Jessie and Jamaica Patton. 134-1 to the three-quarter, 134-1. It's all going to be Fox Valley Jessie comfortably here in this last turn. Jamaica takes care of that filly, really kind of just steadies her up and lets her trot home. This should be a good mile for her. It's all going to be Fox Valley Jessie comfortably, barring a mistake on the home stretch. Jamaica taps her, asks her up, and this filly is stretching out. What a nice 2-year-old trotting filly here. Fox Valley Jessie's going to make her third win in 5 starts. Fox Valley Jessie by 15, 20 lengths back to Honolulu was second. Wyatt Avenatti. Hope Forever was third. YF Starlight fourth. Danish Dreamboat fifth. Time for the mile, 2:05-2. This Can't Afford It filly was bred by Fox Valley Standardbreds of Sherman, Illinois. It's a Can't Afford It 2-year-old filly out of Conway Hall, mare named Hollywood Jess. Hollywood Jess gets the name Fox Valley Jessie, and she is something, let me tell you. 5 starts, 3 wins, 2 seconds.
And I'm on a streak again today. I like it when I started out a streak that I picked a 1, 2, 3 horse in the race. I picked Fox Valley Jessie, Honolulu second, and third, Hope Forever. Your 4th place horse would be the 3 horse, YF Starlight, and coming in on the end of that pack, Danish Dreamboat. And that's the unofficial standings as David comes back with.
Back in front of the grandstand is Fox Valley Jessie, owned by Sherry Boldovich of Lakewood, Colorado, Jamaica Patton of Rochester, Linda Allhands of Monticello. Fox Valley Jessie, trained and driven capably by Jamaica Patton. Let's give him a hand, folks. Fox Valley Jessie. Results are official for today's first race. The 1-horse Danish Dreamboat finished 5th. The 2-horse Honolulu was 2nd. The 3 YF Starlight finished 4th. The 4 Fox Valley Jessie was the winner. And 5 Hope Forever finished 3rd. Fractions were 32-2 to the quarter, 103-4 to the half, 134-1. Time for the mile, 2:05 2/5. From the top down, 5-2-4-1-3, 32-2, 103-4. 134-1, 2:05 2/5.
That being said, we'll be back after these messages for the second race.
Come join us for the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale to be held on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Over 180 yearlings will be offered, including many by leading sires across the Midwest, as well as several by first crop stallions. It's one of our strongest catalogs ever. Find your next champion at the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Little Miss Land Shark.
Back with you on Harness Tube as we get ready for Race 2 action. We want to remind you to like or subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook channels. That helps us out tremendously. Like or subscribe to our YouTube channels and to see what's going on here. Now I'm looking at David's book and seeing if, other than Jerome Daniels, any changes in the two. Okay, we'll just keep it simple for right now. But like or subscribe to us on that channel. Also from the backstretch, you can give us a shout out online with that. And we've already heard from Daryl Sinclair today. Glad he's on and watching today. Hope to see him in person. Love to meet you, Daryl. As we love meeting people within this community that love harness racing. And so with that, we've got some things going on here today. We're waiting and seeing if David has any more announcements this morning. Again, he is coming double duty or this afternoon, as we've got 12 races for you. We have finished one of those races, ready to head to race 2, as we have one driver change on Amana Chip. That would be Jerome Daniels. And so looking at these horses, Los Amazon, we've seen a couple times at Knoxville and Cambridge. We saw Hope's Darlene in Urbana. That was a place we saw it. Amana Chip we saw in Martinsville. The Peekaboo Sal, we have not seen that horse. And then Los Esmeralda, we've seen 3 times. And of the horses on that, that's going to get my number 1 pick here, as they have a win in Urbana with a time there of 2:09. I want to take a look here. Peekaboo Sally's had some decent times as far as races they've been in, have been races at decent times. But looks like they were in 6th place, about 8 lengths back. And so I'm not sure about that particular horse. It's going to be
I think I'll take
on
this
the other,
time to go ahead and work down the front of this program. We're with an outfit called Harness Tube from across the state over in Mount Sterling. You might notice us broadcasting on YouTube. You can see Steve and I and the judges stand over here, and our photographer Lisa Surratt over in the grandstand. So we're down here for 3 days to race with you guys here in the Coles County Fair, and I got to say, to have 3 days of racing at a county fair is quite a feat in and of itself. To have a track that's so fast and so capable of putting out good miles, says a lot. The horsemen I know appreciate racing here, so let's just go ahead and give some love to everyone on the front of this page today. The director of racing, Stacy DeRoos, superintendent of racing, Clark Fairley. Presiding judge today is Randy Callahan. Associate Judge Brent Titus. Charter Tom Shin. Our timers for today, Jim Drake and Ron Fairley. Clerk for the course, Leanne Shin. Harness starting gate by Titus Starting Gates. We have Mitch Titus, I think, in the car today. Of course, I'm your announcer, David Brink. Track superintendents, Nate Ralston and Phil Stout. And our win photos, Denise Titus. Thanks to everyone who helps make this program, a 3-day program, quite a success.
Again, from the backstretch, love to... and I'll have to ask Daryl, I'll have to ask David this question. Do they have a Hall of Fame for standard bred drivers in Illinois? So we'll get that question asked for you, Daryl, at the next time that David's on the air. I love having those questions from y'all. And so here's my picks for this, and don't be betting any money because of what I'm picking on here, but I'm going with Los Esmeralda to finish first, Hope's Darlin to finish second, and Amana Chip to finish third. And so we'll have a good look at this race as we get ready to go here in this second race. We'll get the stats up there on board for you so you can see the stats coming into this and the horses and so forth. The purse for this race is $1,450. It is a race for filly trotters, 2-year-olds. And if you have a race form in front of you, you will see the payout today. That's what they'll be paid today. The rest will come later, as in the check is in the mail, so to speak. The Jack James Memorial, as we get ready for racing in today's, as the horses parade in the front. We'll turn it back over to Dave Brink, your track announcer.
Field is out for today's second race. The Illini 2-year-old filly trot second division for a purse of $1,450. The one-horse Luz Amazon, owned by Flacco Family Farms, bred by Flacco Family Farms, trained and driven by Steve Cyril. The 2, Hope's Darlene, is owned by Rochon Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi, bred by Merle Miller, trained by Rochon, driven today by Jamal Denson. The 3, Amana Chip, is owned by Miss Fabian Johnson of Jackson, Mississippi, Edward Earl Thomas of Pulaski, Mississippi, bred by Rebecca Lustig, Summer Sky Stables Incorporated, trained by Fabian Johnson, driven by Jerome Daniels. The 4, Peekaboo Sal, is owned by All Right Racing of Morton, Illinois, bred by Donald Longfellow, trained by Steve Cyril, driven today by Wyatt Evanetti. And the 5, Luz Esmeralda, is owned by Flacco Family Farms, bred by Flacco Family Farms, trained by Jill Brown, driven by her husband, Chris Brown. And this is the Jack James Memorial. I was late getting on the microphone there because Leanne Shin was over here talking to me. Turns out, for those of you who were here last night and remember that super impressive mile by Goomster, if I believe was 1:58.1, that became the fastest 3-year-old gelding trotter, Illinois bred, on a half-mile track all time, right here at the Coles County Fair in Charleston, Illinois. Huge hand goes out to our track crew. Two horses in this field have made the winner's circle so far this year. The 2-horse, Hope's Darlene, has a mark of 2.9 at the coin. And the 5-horse, Luz Esmeralda, just won at Urbana, 209.2. The other 3 still looking for the winner's circle in their young careers.
As we're waiting here, as the horses get to the gate, you'll see Lisa's camera move when they get behind the gate and they get ready to go, and I think they're about ready to go.
These 5 2-year-old fillies move in behind the gate. For a purse of $1,450 in the Illini 2-year-old filly trot, second division, the Jack James Memorial. From the inside out, Luz Amazon and Steve Cyril, Hope's Darlene, Jamal Denson, Amana Chip, Jerome Daniels, Peekaboo Sal, Wyatt Evanetti, Luz Esmeralda, and Chris Brown. The gate straightens up, turns for home. And here they come. And they're off in racing. Once again, a nice clean start for the 2-year-old filly trotters. And it's Peekaboo Sal quickly away for the first First turn, it's Wyatt Evanetti has that filly on the outside. Luz Esmeralda takes over the lead now on the outside for Chris Brown. Back there third, Luz Amazon and Steve Cyril. Racing fourth is Hope's Darlene, and back at the back of the pack is Amanda's Chip. We're back on top. The field races up the backstretch, and it's all Luz Esmeralda for Chris Brown, moving towards the quarter-mile marker by a few lengths. Sitting second is Peekaboo Sal and Wyatt Evanetti. Luz Amazon races third. Jamal Denson back there fourth with Hope Starline. 30 flat? 30 flat to the quarter. That's why Chris had such a commanding lead out there. 30 seconds flat to the opening quarter. These two-year-old filly trotters are smoking out there. And it's all Luz Esmeralda on top by plenty of lengths over Peekaboo Sal, sitting second comfortably for Wyatt Evanetti. We have a race back there for third between Luz Amazon and Hope Starline at fourth. At the back of the pack, we still have Amanda Chip. They race past the half. It's all Luz Esmeralda on top by a diminishing margin now as they move to that third turn. Wyatt Evanetti, what was it? 59-3 to the half. That's 59-3 to the half. They move into that third turn, and Wyatt Evanetti is trying to reel in the leader now as they move to the backstretch. It's all Luz Esmeralda and Chris Brown move to the three-quarter-mile marker, and here comes Peekaboo Sal and Wyatt Evanetti. He pulls on that filly. We're going to have a horse race in that last turn, folks. Those two are side by side, moving in that last turn. Right on by goes Peekaboo. Sal's got trot now opening up. Luz Esmeralda still second. Luz Amazon back there third. 131-2. 131-2 to the three-quarter, and now we have a new leader. Peekaboo Sal is going to open up a couple lengths over Luz Esmeralda sitting second. Luz Amazon back there third. And Hope Starline fourth at the back of the pack. Amanda Chip. Peekaboo Sal turns for home, straightened up, and this filly is trotting out nicely for Wyatt Evanetti here. She's covering some nice ground. Her head's low, and this filly's going to take a nice little mark today for the first time. It's all going to be Peekaboo Sal, home second, Luz Amazon third, Hope Starline fourth, Luz Esmeralda. 203. 203 and 1. 203 and 1 for the mile. We were talking about horses looking for their first lifetime win today. Peekaboo Sal is a young career, only made 2 starts before. Picks up not only her first victory of her young life, but quite an impressive one. For those of you who have been around horse racing and kind of follow the times of these miles, 203 and 1 on a 2-year-old filly trot is quite an impressive mile. Only 4/5 of a second off the 2-year-old filly trot track record here. Trotting Grace set in 2017, Kyle Houston. But still, for a first lifetime win, what a mile by Peekaboo Sal. Here come the connections now. Let's move back to the winner's circle. Peekaboo Sal is a 2-year-old filly by Lou's Legacy and Sally Savannah by Equinox By. Bred by Donald Longfellow, owned by All Right Racing, trained by Steven Cyril, and driven today by Wyatt Evanetti. So I'll give him a big hand. Peekaboo Sal, the winner of today's second race.
everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
I didn't have a Sorry, folks. At least I didn't make my mistake that time during the race, but David here with me as we're looking at these horses in this race. I'm looking at Los Mandalorian.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and announce that we are broadcasting today's races, actually this whole week's races, on our YouTube channel, Harness Tube IL on YouTube. If you get home and want to watch one of these races, maybe Goomster's record-breaking mile from last night, and want to show your friends and family, loved ones, just go to YouTube, Harness Tube on YouTube, and watch all the races from this year's county fair. Well, 15 fairs from this year's county fair circuit so far.
So I'm going Los Mandalorian. Fireball's Pride. I haven't seen that horse, but Darla Martin Lohman driving and training that horse, and it's had 2 firsts and 2 seconds. And then for the third slot, I'm going TV. It's TV's Cosmac or TVS Cosmac. Going to go with that one. And so, sunshiny day today. Kudos out to my wife, Lisa Surratt, who's up in the bleachers running the camera today. I'm hoping when she stands up that she's in the shade when she stands up. But we're glad that she's over there doing that for us today. And if she's listening to us, I would say move down a step if you can and get some shade.
Oh, we're still waiting for the 3 TVS Cosmac, but we'll go ahead and parade the field for the third race, the Illini Stakes 2-year-old colt and gelding trot, first division. Going for a purse of $1,444. The one-horse Fireball's Pride is owned by Charles Doring of Brownston, Illinois, bred by Fairmeadow Farm of Altamont, trained and driven by Darla Martin. The 2, Lou's Miracle, is owned by M. Buzzard of Altamont, C. Paloma of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, M. Paloma of Illinois, and C. Ritzel of St. Jacob, Illinois, bred by Freeman Yoder, trained by Steve Cyril, driven today by Wyatt Avanetti. The 3-horse TVS Cosmac is owned, trained, and driven by Jerome Daniels, bred by Marlon Gingrich. The form, D-Storm Warriors, owned by Stacy and Deb DeRoos of Charleston, Illinois, trained and driven by Jill Brown. And the 5, Lou's Mandalorians, owned by Flacco Family Farms, LLC of Alexis, bred by Flacco Family Farms, Alexis, trained by Roshan Trigg, driven today by Jamal Denson. These 5 colts move up to the backstretch, congregate to the gate. We have the one horse from the inside, Fireball's Pride, made 4 starts, 2 wins and 2 seconds in his young career. Got a mark of 2-7-4 at Farmer City. Made over $3,700. I would probably say would be formidable in this field today. That's a nice mile for a 2-year-old colt trotter. But TVS Cosmac has made 8 starts, a couple wins on the card, and Lou's Mandalorian has the most wins of all, 4. Hasn't missed the board yet. 4 wins, 2 seconds, 2/3. Made $7,500. Nice competitive field of 2-year-old colt trotters. Turn to the gate. Race 3. Today's third race is the John Titus Memorial. John Titus had a long impact on the horse racing community in Coles County for sure. And the field for his memorial meets behind the gate on the backstretch. The Illini First Division 2-year-old colt trot for a purse of $1,444. From the inside out, Fireball's Pride, Darla Martin. Lou's Miracle, Wyatt Avanetti. TVS Cosmac, Jerome Daniels. D-Storm Warrior, Jill Brown. And Lou's Mandalorian, Jamal Denson.
Shout out on to my text message. David, thanks for a great race call. We're very excited about our filly Sal. Also, thanks for our
that gate
your
squares up on the home stretch. And he... Fireball's Pride taking this field into that first turn. TVS Cosmac on the outside. Lose Miracle makes a break. So the top two, the only two that have been flat so far. We've got, just as I say that, Jerome Daniels and TVS Cosmac go off stride. So it's all Fireball's Pride with the diminishing lead, staying flat, assuming the lead. Darla Martin takes this field to the quarter pole now, sitting second. Lose Mandalorian. Jamal Denson back trotting third. TVS Cosmac, D Storm Warrior trotting fourth, and Lose Miracle trotting fifth. Darla Martin aims that two-year-old colt trotter towards that second turn. The field is past the quarter in. 32 flat is what I have. 32 flat for the quarter, and it's all Fireball's Pride as the field turns for home for the first time. Lose Mandalorian sitting second, caught that leader now, sits right on her back. Back there third, TVS Cosmac. Fourth, Lose Miracle at the back of the pack. D Storm Warrior. Fireball's Pride takes this top two into that third turn now. And Fireball's Pride's commanded this field the entire time. Being a solid young trotter goes a long way. 103 flat to the half, 103 flat, and Fireball's Pride moves up the backstretch for the second time in today's third race. Lose Mandalorian sitting there second by a length and a half. Pulls now, moves to the outside, tries to catch, and is trying to pick up some ground here on Fireball's Pride. Back there third, Lose Miracle. Trotting fourth is TVS Cosmac. Fireball's Pride moves in that last turn past that three-quarter pole. 135 flat. Fireball's Pride just lost its only competition as Lose Mandalorian lost stride going into that last turn, and Fireball's Pride has a nice, comfortable lead turning for home here at the Coles County Fair in Charleston. Darla Martin Lohman has this nice colt stretched out, turning for home here. It's all Fireball's Pride by 10, 15 lengths. Stretching out here, Fireball's Pride is the winner of today's third race. Home second, Lose Mandalorian. Looks like third will be TVS Cosmac. Lose Miracle. Bringing up the back, D Storm Warrior. Time for the mile, 2:05.
All right, with that, they're getting the final setup here. But the winner of that race is going to be Fireball's Pride, Darla Martin Lohman, the driver and trainer on that horse, wins in a time of 2:05. And so looking at the times there for its winning races, that for a win is the best time this year for that horse, 2:07 prior to that at Farmer City, and 2:10 at Paris. For second places was somewhere around that time. Looks like they were just a little behind in those races. Second place, I didn't do well. Los Mandalorian.
Coming back to the winner's circle for today's third race, Fireball's Pride and Darla Martin Lohman. This 2-year-old gelding was sired by DeJarmbro out of Lindy's Fireball by Lindy Lane. Was bred by the Fair Meadow Farms of Altamont. Owned by Charles Doring of Brownston, Illinois. Trained and driven today by Darla Martin, very capably. Darla Martin Lohman keeping this gelding flat, winning the mile. 2:05 flat. The John Titus Memorial. The Titus family out there in the winner's circle. Let's give a hand. The one, Fireball's Pride. Results are official for today's third race. From the top down, Fireball's Pride, 1. The 2, Lose Miracle, 4. TVS Cosmac, 3. Storm Warrior, 5. Lose Mandalorian, 2. Fractions, 32 flat, 103 flat, 135, time for the mile, 2:05 flat. Last quarter, 30 seconds even. Today's fourth race will be the second division of 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trot in the Illini Stakes for a purse of $1,444. 4 head of 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters due on the backstretch shortly.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, OnGate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse at OnGate.com. OnGate, we've changed the way the business works.
Back with you on Harness Tube. David Brink, able to take a break from the announcers as we go into race 4. David, we've got some changes in race 4, but we've got races coming up yet for you. We're not done for the year.
We're coming right back here tomorrow in Charleston, Illinois, 12:30 post time for Friday, and then we're following up Saturday, Sunday at Mount Sterling back home to do the races there in Brown County Fair at 2 p.m. each day.
So we're looking forward to eating some home food and being at that race. Got a couple of driver changes also in this race, David.
Yeah, on the 1, the Hope Star would be driven by Freddie Patton Jr. And the 2, Lot of Grit, we do have a driver, Darla Martin, will drive that horse now.
Okay.
Darla Martin Lohman.
Freddie Patton, Darla Park.
I don't want to be the Ed Teefy who always refers to Tina Schrock as Tina Walker Schrock. I don't want to leave off the Lohman of Darla, but I think our horsemen knew we were growing up in the Martin family and her brother Dave, and longtime horsemen raced in Southern Illinois and Kentucky for years, and we know that family very well. So the horsemen are hard to let go of that Martin name sometimes in their notes.
It is. It's hard to get rid of old habits once you get them, and so and I say that from the perspective of a 65-year-old. The older you get, the more inbred things are into what you do. But as we come up on this race, any particular horses you want to point out here?
I probably should look at this race closely, shouldn't I?
Well, I tell you, we've seen Hope Star twice at Urbana and Decatur. That's the only 2 times we've seen that horse broadcasting. Dooleyville Lou, we saw twice at Martinsville and Decatur. The other 2 horse, Dapper Durango, we have not seen. And we saw once, I get a lot of grit with Darla Martin Lohman.
I think the question's got to be, do you like Hope Star win at Urbana more in 2:13.2, or do you like Dooleyville Lou's win at at Fairfield in 2:13.2? They have equal marks set, recently. Those 2, you got to assume are competitive. The other 2 more like question marks. Darla, we know, can condition these horses just fine. I'm sure that horse will be... Bill Wright calling me. Bill, I can't answer you right now, but I appreciate you reaching out. The 3 horse, Dapper Durango, only has 1 start here, shows a break before the start. Not much to go off of in handicapping, but, the Browns at their home track, everyone's trying to look to race their best. So, it could be an open race for sure.
All right. Looks like Daryl Sinclair was gone for a while. He had a power outage.
Uh-oh.
But he's back on and going.
I have been neglecting my backstretch duties today, so if I haven't got back to you, I apologize. My phone's in my pocket. I'm running back and forth trying to take notes so I can get them all passed along to the right crowds.
It's different for all of us today, as I haven't worked a race kind of by myself since we early days.
You're back in the fire now, aren't you?
Yeah, yes, but
you can't use me as a crutch.
But I have to admit, I know you're getting the post times from the announcer, so I'm not worried about that. But I'm able to put that in a lot easier for people to look at.
The way we changed, we sat and talked this morning about how to make some changes to our broadcast and our setup and stuff. And it was all centered around making Steve's job a lot easier. For this whole season, people don't understand how much nuance there was, how many menus and whatnot he was manipulating to get all that graphics on the screen in the right way. But it's what he knew, and he did a great job. And then we talked it out, got him a little cleaner setup. Hopefully here he can do some 10 keying on the laptop keys and not type on the touch screen. hopefully that would drive me nuts touching on a touchscreen. So, and hopefully get the times up there too, and just kind of looks a little different, but it works. It cuts down on a lot of work on our end for sure.
It does, and it will morph as we go.
It will morph.
And so we're getting ready for race 4. This will get us a third of the way
some
through.
Horses out there, so I'll give it back to you.
So with that, we get ready for that race, and David kind of did his handicap on it. I'm going to go out on a limb just because she's hot after racing today. I think she's and so forth. So a lot of grit. I'm going to pick that as the winning horse. Hope Star second, Dooleyville Lou third, and that's what I'm going for as far as my picks are concerned. And we'll see what happens with that. I'm taking a shot in the dark, so to speak. That's not an educated guess. That is a pure guess. And I don't know how you pick your horses, whether you pick them by the horseman or whether you pick them by the driver. You pick it by the breeding, how you go about picking your favorite horse. Everybody has their own style of picking horses. I tend to look at what they've done in the past. I tend to look at their times in the past. And then, you know, if I'm not sure on a horse, I'm going to look to the trainer and the driver for that day because they make a huge difference in harness racing. But as we get ready to go here, in the next race, we've got 4 horses in for that. That's a 1-mile trot, 2-year-old colt and gelding trot. Payout's going to be $618.36 on today, $14.44 total purse. Austin Grain Farms is the sponsor of this race. David's counting his horses. We should be getting ready for a parade here shortly as we see our outrider right out in front of us. That usually gives us an idea of what's going on. Nice cloud cover. Going to cool things down just a little bit for everyone involved. Appreciate you watching and listening today. With that, here we go.
Racing for a purse of $1,444. These 4 head move in behind our outrider for today, Trotter Titus. And here comes your field for today's 4th race. Second Division Illini Colt Stakes 2-year-old and gelding trot, the Austin Grain Farms race. Number 1, Hope Star, leased by Frank Thigpen of Crystal Springs, Mississippi, bred by Merle Miller, trained by Roshan Trigg, driven by Junior Patton. The 2, Lotta Grit, owned by Charles Doring of Brownston, Illinois, trained and driven by Darla Martin Lohman. The 3, Dapper Durango, owned by Flacco Family Farms, LLC of Alexis, Illinois, bred by Flacco Family Farms, LLC, trained by Jill Brown, driven by her husband, Chris Brown. And the 4, Dooleyville Lou, owned by Philip Randall Dooley of Hidalgo, bred by Flacco Family Farms, trained and driven by Harold Finn Jr. The 1-horse Hope Star has made 6 lifetime starts, got 2 wins, a second and 2/3, mark a 203-1 at DuQuoin in those suburban downs at downstate races earlier this year. Dooleyville Lou also took a win 2 back at Fairfield. Nice mile, 2:13-2. Hope Star performed on a half-mile recently at Urbana. Got a half-mile mark of 2:13-2 as well. The other 2 races don't have a lot on their card. Lotta Grit making a first lifetime start for Darla Martin Lohman. We know she can train and drive a horse, so she's always a danger out there. And the 3, Dapper Durango, it's tough to beat the home crowd on the home track sometimes. So a 4-horse race might be pretty competitive.
as they get behind the gate, ready to go here.
Starters for today's fourth race reach the gate, moving to the last turn from the inside out. Hope Star, Junior Patton, Lotta Grit, Darla Martin Lohman, Dapper Durango, Chris Brown, and Dooleyville Lou, Harold Finn Jr. Dooleyville Lou takes some enunciating. Lotta Grit lags the gate. The other three put their nose right on the car. Here they come. And Hope Star and Dooleyville Lou battle out for the lead as they head into the first turn. Dapper Durango back there third, and Lotta Grit at the back of the pack as they head into the first turn. It's all Hope's Star and Freddie Patton Jr. trotting through that first turn on top by a comfortable couple length margin. Sitting second, Dooleyville Lou and Harold Finn Jr. back 10-15 to Darla Martin, Lohman, and Lotta Grit. The three-horse Dapper Durango is racing fourth. Freddie Patton Jr. has Hope Star commanding this field now by a handful of lengths as they move to the quarter pole. 32 flat to the quarter, 32 flat. So a nice quarter cut out here by Freddie. He's trying to get away from everybody and stay by himself. Moves to that second turn now on top by 5 lengths. Dooleyville Lou still trotting second for Harold Finn Jr. Back there third is Lotta Grit, and at the back of the pack still is Dapper Durango. It's all Hope Star comfortably on top here. Freddie looks cool as a cucumber moving past the grandstand for the first time. On top by about 5, 6, 7 lengths. Sitting second still is Dooleyville Lou and Harold Finn Jr. Racing third, Lotta Grit. At the back of the pack is Dapper Durango. 104 and 1 to the half. 104 and 1, and it's all Hope Star moving to that third turn. Freddie Patton lifts the lines up and asks this horse to step out a little bit because he can hear behind him. Closing, Dooleyville Lou and Harold Finn Jr. try to make up some of that ground as they head to the three-quarter pole. It's still Hope Star on top by a comfortable lead. They hit that three-quarter pole in the time of 135 and 3, 135 and 3 to the three-quarter, and it's still Hope Star on top by a diminishing margin now as Dooleyville Lou closes that gap and tries to chew up that ground, and here he comes to the outside for Harold Finn Jr. Tries to pull and make a move on Hope Star, but still going to be Hope Star strong on the inside. On the outside, Dooleyville Lou. On the inside, Hope Star. On the outside, Dooleyville Lou, Hope Star. Hope Star, the one horse, followed by second, Dooleyville Lou. Lotta Grit was third. And Dapper Durango fourth. 206 and 3/5 for the mile. 206, 3/5. Hope Star moves back to the winner's circle for Freddie Jr. Patton. Hope Star is a 2-year-old brown gelding by Strong Hope out of Lindy Lou Who by Crazed. This gelding's leased by Frank Thigpen of Crystal Springs, Mississippi, trained by Merle Miller here in Illinois, trained by Roshan Trigg of Mississippi, driven today by Freddie Patton Jr., capable to a win in 206 and 3. Let's give a hand for number 1, Hope Star, the winner of today's fourth race. Good to see Roshan Trigg back in the state of Illinois. Makes residence in Mississippi. Has a stable up here at the state fair and Makes it home when he can. Hope Star takes the Austin Grain Farms blanket in today's fourth race. Results are official. The 1, Hope Star, finished first. The 2, Lot of Grit, was third. The 3, Dapper Durango, finished fourth. And the 4, Dooleyville Lou, was 2. Quarter was 32 seconds flat. The half in 1:04 and 1. 3/4, 1:35 and 3. Time for the mile, 2:06, 3/5 of a second. Top down, 1:3.42, 2:06 and 3. Today's fifth race.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Back with you, David. Glad to have you back on the channel with us. We heard from Daryl Sinclair. Again, I didn't get the sound before that one up. He noted I love having those
Daryl keeps
checks.
you honest. You know what? And that's good for us. It helps us get in the routine, and I'm not offended by any means. I mean, here we are. We're trying to do our best, and we're changing stuff on the fly, so it's a lot over here.
Yeah, and it happens. There are things that come up in between times that take you get into a routine, and then someone talks to you, or you do something, and
you put
and
your
so
pin
you
down.
forget those. And so with that, just to understand what's going on here. Great day for racing. We've had some good racing so far. I learned on that last one, don't pick with your gut, pick with your head, because if I'd went with my head choices, the first choices I put on the paper, I'd got 1, 2 right.
You're learning a good lesson real quick. Read the program. The program will tell you, and that's why, you know, if you look at the odds and statistics and the odds in gambling at pari-mutuel tracks, there's a reason why those people are betting on those horses. You know, that they see what you see. They're trying to who has the most likelihood of winning these races or whatnot. So if you bet with your heart, know it's a long shot.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is fine, because you know what? Long shots pay, and long shots are more fun to cheer for, you know.
Okay, am I right? Cornelius
I don't know.
Cavett is
on the 5.
On the 5. Yep. In this next race, anything in particular you want to talk about this next race?
The fact that I have 7 head to call, but besides that fact,
hey, you got it. You've done it.
It's a little different between 4 and 7, but we'll get there. Counselor M, we've seen a couple times, got a nice 2 wins this year so far. We saw a win at Carlinville, took a lifetime mark at 2:10 and 1. Recently won again at Rushville there in 2:10 and 4. So has found the winner's circle, has made a little bit of money, kind of understands racing a little bit, gets a new driver, but you never know how that plays out. That's always a good thing or bad thing. It can vary horse by horse.
Yep. And anything unusual you've seen today that we need to go back and talk to about the racing and informing people?
I am completely blank.
Yeah.
I'm in that mode where when the mic goes on, you kind of just get in that go mindset where it's just rolling off. But yeah, no, the races have been good. You know, when you're calling the races, it's a different perspective. You're watching stuff a little bit differently. You kind of got to pay closer attention to certain things. But you know, it's all part of it.
You got several shout outs today, but one of them is David. Thanks for the great race call. We're very excited about our filly Sal. Also, thanks for the leadership. Right? Well, I don't know who it's from, but
I had a phone call from Bill Wright, and Bill's a longtime horseman in the state, and him and his son Craig have the All Right Racing up in Morton. Has a lot of horses, you know, has been doing this for a long time, had a lot of success. Good guy, good leader, not afraid to voice his opinion, and not afraid to give up his good ideas and offer them to the people around him. And if anyone's willing to listen, you know, he's one of those guys that it's fun to pick up the phone and call him every once in a while. It might be a nice long phone call, but there's always good information, always good chat.
Well, and the other thing with Lisa doing, we have family up in Morton, and so we were trying to describe this, you know, Wright Family Farms up there to them to let them know. But the Post family up in Morton are relatives of Lisa's.
Someone will help me here, because Craig was a football coach. I'm not positive what school, but it's got to be close up there by Morton somewhere. I want to say a long-time football coach, maybe in like some sort of Hall of Fame or something. He's been doing it seems like for a while at a high level. So they might know him through sports. Hard telling.
Absolutely, and we're glad that you're watching and listening.
Here's my field.
Okay.
Field is out for today's 5th race. The Illini 2-year-old filly pace. Just kidding, I wasn't paying attention. Field is not out yet. Scratch that.
As we get ready for race 5, we'll put the information for race 5 up for you on the board here. We'll make it race 5, not race 4, as we get ready to go here.
I am failing at paying attention to 2 things at one time, I tell you that right now. I just tried calling them to the post, and there was horses to jog carts and whatnot, but...
We want to thank our donors, David. Let me get that slide correct where people can read it. But we want to thank our donors out there who have made this being free to people to watch possible, that and our sponsors. And we're almost done with the 2023 season, but think about being a sponsor or a donor for 2024. And if you didn't see your county fair on there, we were talking with people last night. Why weren't you at Paris? Why weren't you here? Guess what? We were limited this year, the first year out. We did not want to stick out too far.
And don't think if we snubbed your fair, it was because we don't think you put out a good product or the racing isn't quality there. It was really about David didn't want to overextend himself on expenses and pick the places that were close and least expensive to get to, hopefully.
And I'm old. He was taking into consideration my...
I'm old. I go to bed earlier than you, I think.
But the fact is, we'd love to have you on the schedule next year. Give David a call or send him an email at harnesstube at gmail.com and get on the schedule for 2024. He'll let you know what it's going to take financially for us to come and be there. And that's really one of the factors is us being able to financially do it. Is it a one day or is it multiple days? What can we do as far as that concerned?
I'm going to dip off.
And David's going to have the parade for you here, and we'll send it back to him.
Field is out for today's 5th race. The Illini 2-year-old filly pace for a purse of $3,156. Race sponsor, the Charleston Elks Lodge, 623. The one-horse Illini Judy is owned by Walk on Water Racing of Beecher, Illinois, Jesse Judy of Potomac, bred by Walk on Water Racing and Jesse Judy, trained by Michael Rogers, driven today by Mikey Rogers. The 2, Carly Bay, is owned by Jerry Mims of Vardaman, Mississippi, bred by Jerry Mims, trained by Jerry Mims, and driven today by Jordan Patton. The 3, Paradise Tomorrow, is owned by Kevin and Daryl Miller of Arthur, Glenn Otto of Arthur, Brian Lohman of Broadlands, bred by the University of Illinois, trained by Kevin Miller, driven by Wyatt Avanetti. The 4, Arcase Tony, is owned by MM&D Racing of Mike Mitch and Denise Titus, right here in Charleston, Illinois. Roshan Derez Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg, driven today by Jamal Denson. The 5-horse Counselor M is owned by Kajavion Carter of Clinton, Mississippi, David Williams of Byron, Mississippi, trained by Jamaica Patton, driven today by Cornelius Cavett. The 6-horse Maddie Shark is owned by Jerry Mims of Vardaman, Mississippi, bred by Jerry Mims, trained by Jerry Mims, driven today by Freddie Patton Jr., and the 7-horse, Rockin' Diva, is owned by Jermaine Spann of Ridgeland, Mississippi, trained by Jerry Blunt, driven today by Tyler Stevens Clemens. these 7 filly pacers gather up on the backstretch and move to the gate. For today's 5th race, the 2-year-old filly pace for the Illini Colt Stakes. With 7 head on these county fair tracks, we have 2 trailers. The 6 and 7 will start from the back tier. From the inside out, Illini Judy, Mike Rogers, Carly Bay, Jordan Patton, Paradise Tomorrow, Wyatt Avenetti, Arcase Tony, Jamal Denson, Counselor M, and Cornelius Cavett, Maddie Shark, Frederick Patton Jr., and Rockin' Diva, Tyler Stevens Clemens. The gate squares for home. And here they come. And they're off and racing. It's a nice, clean start, as I say that. A nice, clean start for 7 2-year-old filly pacers. They move to the first turn. And it's all Illini Judy and Mikey Rogers. It takes him to the first turn on the outside. Jamal Denson and Arcase Tony battles for the lead. Takes the bad steps. Illini Judy's going to inherit the lead nice and easy now. Has a quarter length and a half on top over Jordan Patton and Carly Bay racing second. On the outside, Arcase Tony races third. Oh, break. Jordan Patton will inherit the lead with Carly Bay now on the outside. We still have Arcase Tony racing second on the inside. Maddie Shark on the outside. Fourth is Paradise Tomorrow on the inside. Fifth is Counselor M. Back there to Illini Judy in the back of the pack, Rockin' Diva. It's all going to be Arcase Tony grinding out that first over trip on the outside for Jamal Denson. Jordan Patton, 30 and 1 to the quarter, 30 and 1. And now Jordan Patton grabs that lead pretty comfortably as Jamal sets back there now. Jordan on top by a length and a half. Freddie's going to fill up that hole from the back. Jamal's backing through, looking for a place to go here. And here comes Wyatt Avenetti, 3 wide on the outside. And Paradise Tomorrow's 3 wide in that third turn. 101 flat to the half, 101 flat, and it's still Carly Bay on top by about a length and a half or so. And on the outside, Arcase Tony still there second, but a tough mile first over the entire time. Paradise Tomorrow settles back there behind now. It's still going to be all Carly Bay on top, takes from the 3/4 pole. On the inside, Maddie Shark races second on the outside. 131 flat to the 3/4. 131 flat. Carly Bay has had a pretty comfortable lead this whole time with all the traffic on the outside. Jordan asked his filly to go on a little bit now and set up a little bit, and Freddie's going to take Maddie Shark to the outside and make a race out of this. It's all on the inside. It's going to Boo Cavett, but Carly Bay on top by a diminishing margin. Counselor M looking for room. It's all going to be Carly Bay, photo for second. Fourth to Paradise Tomorrow.
Judges are taking a look at that finish, photo finish for at least for second place.
Carly Bay is a brown filly, 2-year-old Major Bombay by the mare Masick Brown, a Broadway Express mare, owned and bred by Jerry Mim. Jordan Patton today takes a nice win in today's 5th race, the Charleston Elks Lodge. Give a hand for today's winner of today's 5th race. It takes quite a horseman to catch your own horse and corral him like that.
With that, unofficial, we have the 1 horse. Illini Judy did not finish. Carly Bay finishes first. The number 2 horse. The 3 horse finishes third. Maddie Shark is finished second, and Rockin' Diva finishes 6th. Did not finish, I believe, for 1, 3, 4, 4. It finished 5th. 5 horse finished 6th. 6 horse finished 2nd, and the 7th horse finished 6th. Times finished 30 and 1.
Races 7, 5 results are official. From the top down, Illini Judy, DNF. The 2, Carly Bay was your winner. The 3, Paradise Tomorrow. 6, Maddie Shark was second. And the 7, Rockin' Diva finished 6th. From the top down, DNF 1, 4, 5, 3, 2, 6. Your fractions were 30 and 1, 101 flat. 5, Illini 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pace. Field of 4, due on the backstretch shortly.
Got a shout out from Daryl Sinclair. I have a shout out for my gang, Rex and Charlene Kelly Ginger, in the grandstands.
Right on. I like to hear that. You said Daryl didn't make it here today, right? He's watching us?
Yeah.
Is that me? Let me fix something.
No, I think it's a phone. Or
yeah, I'm probably getting texts or calls. And
it's a phone or a radio, something.
Yeah, okay. I'll deal with it.
It comes out race 6 as it comes up. Steve Halford, the only driver change on vertical speed is what I have. Is that correct?
That's what I have too, yep.
And so that'll be the only, some other things going on. And we just want to do a shout out to the Finn family. And you can help the Finn family out by GoFundMe money. Just look up the Finn family and you can make a donation. I know they're doing something up at Hawthorne also, and we're thankful for what's going on at Hawthorne. I'm going to take advantage of having David here.
Gone last night, just finished watching. So he watched our last night's races today, so he got to follow up then. He really appreciates us doing this. He used to go all the time with his uncle, Larry Joe Armstrong. This area numerous times with lots of success, so always fun. And also we have a shout out here for Fred McPherson. He says he's watching our broadcast. It's very invigorating. He's a harness racing fan from West Virginia, so we're reaching across the U.S. Fred, thanks for watching. You know, we would love to see harness racing at every state fair. We would love to see more fairs across the country in general. You know, big fan of the fair. Watching everybody, we really appreciate it. Steve got busy over here, so while I have some time, I think I'll go ahead and look forward to race 6, the Illini 2-year-old colt. Okay, I will correct that. Oh, 2 minutes and 4/5, okay. I'll get it eventually. So, Steve, are you busy? I was going to make that announcement back to the crowd.
Time for the mile was 2 minutes and 4/5, not 2:04 flat. 2 minutes, 4/5 of a second. Significantly more impressive.
Where are you at? What am I doing? I did those 2, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't pulled my phone out of my pocket
Getting ready
yet.
for race 6. We've seen every one of these horses at least once, Aprilburg, Rushville, and Martinsville. Then vertical speed we saw in Urbana and Knoxville. And in the Arnado?
Arnado.
Okay.
Come join us for the 25th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale to be held on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th at the leading sires across the Midwest, as well as several by First Crop Stallions. It's one of our strongest catalogs ever. Find your next champion at the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September Fairgrounds, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
County Sanitation. The 1, April's Big Guy, is owned by Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, Roshun Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi, Houston, trained by Kevin Miller, driven today by Wyatt Avenetti. The 3, Vertical Speed, is owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, Brian Lohman of Broadlands, Illinois, Burke Hawksbrun of Elburn, and Amy Richardson, trained by Ray Hanna, driven today by Matt Avenetti. I think this is the first race today's card, as Kurt Becker would say, where we're seeing the brothers Avenetti. Wyatt's got the 2-hole, Matt on the 4 on the outside. Starts, 5 wins, 4 thirds, total purse of $8,500. Wyatt's going to want to control this race, I'm assuming, the whole from the word go. Three flat at Springfield. The other two still maidens looking for their first win. Full grading Pacers moving behind the gate for starter Mitch Titus in today's. Here's field from the inside out. The 1, April's Big Guy and Jamal Denson. The 2, I Understand, Wyatt Avenetti. The 3, gate turn. And they're off, and a nice start for these 4 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers. They move into that first turn, and as assumed, it's I Understand and Wyatt Avenetti taking them to that first turn on the outside. Vertical Speed and Stephen Halford away second. Take command of this field now as they move towards the quarter pole. It's all going to be Vertical Speed on top, taking this field up the backstretch, sitting second. I Understand and Wyatt Avenetti. Racing back there third, April's Big Guy and Jamal Denson. Fourth, Arnado and Matt Avenetti. They move past the. For an announcer who doesn't use binoculars, it happens every once in a while. So Vertical Speed on top, moving in the home stretch for the first time. Vertical Speed, comfortable leader by it looks like a length and a half, 2 lengths. Sitting second, I Understand. Trying to contest for second, up on the inside now, second, third, second. And gets to the leader now as they move past the half. 103 and 2. 103 and 2 to the half, and Stevie Halford taps up that horse, Vertical Speed, to try to hold a race, and it's all Vertical Speed on the inside. On the outside, Arnado. Trapped on the inside now is I Understand on the back of the pack, April's Big Guy. They move past the 3/4 mile marker. 130, Big Guy looking for room. I Understand looking for room. It's going to be a tough finish for the forehead. Here they come up the inside. I Understand out of nowhere. I Understand and Wyatt Avenetti found room. It's going to be a race for second now, folks. Win for I Understand, Wyatt Avenetti. 2:03 and 4 for the mile. 2:03, 4/5 of a second.
As the judges take a look at this photo finish, I gave you a couple to get the 3/4 and the mile times here after they get it done, and we'll get posted the time. One 133.2.
And here's your winner for today's 6th race, I Understand, and Wyatt Avenetti. Amy Houston, trained by Kevin Miller, driven today very capably. Somewhere snuck up the inside rail. Wyatt Avenetti gets a nice win here. Race 6, from the top down, 4, 1, 2, 3. April's Big Guy finished 4th. I Understand was your winner. Vertical Speed finished 2nd. Arnado, mile 2:03 and 4. Top down, 4, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 103 and 2, 133 and 2, 203, 4/5 of a second.
You heard the official rundown.
$25 for Trotton fillies due on the backstretch shortly.
I can tell you, folks, if I had a dime on a race, I couldn't win a dime. David, I picked the order for today's race.
Somehow, someone gave you some room there because I didn't see Wyatt getting out of there in a no chance, and he squeezed out and snuck up the inside.
Outside there, and do something with his horse.
When you get surprised in a call, you kind of lose track of what the heck you're saying because you're like, oh, my whole scheme is messed up now. 'Cause I didn't expect to say that. So it's fun, but yeah, what a great race.
In a race, when the Avenetti boys are in a race together, you know it's going to be a good race, even if you're just watching them.
We were talking last night to their dad, Dave, and actually Matt was over there too, and they were saying how pinch them off. You know, you're going to be as tough as you can on them. You love them, but you want to beat them more than anything.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, I had 3 adopt.
Yeah, we all raced horses together, so we all were competing out there on the track, training together, and you know, we set up the races at the training miles to be a certain way to teach the horses some. We always were very cognizant of how we were finishing on the track out there.
Okay, all right. As we're now halfway through today's 12 race card, we're up to race 7 here, so that we can do it. Do any housekeeping from the backstretch. We'd love to hear from you folks. David likes to see the people that are back there. I do. I love to see it. You've got 3 ways that you can do it today.
And Steve, a comment on the YouTube video or
a text
at
Steve. 217-740-9234. 217-740-9234. People say, you give. I may ignore it, you know,
right.
or I may block you, but guess what?
Well, you've got it anyway.
It's out there. We love hearing. Like I said, we love to hear at BC Hornets where people are watching or listening from.
Is that what I said? The
West
shout-out
Virginia,
earlier?
yeah,
that was West Virginia.
West Virginia
McPherson
Mountain Mama, yeah.
Talking about used to have races out there. And there is, I don't want to say a resurgence breeding program. And actually, we have Jacob Bradle on the 4-horse who owns, trains, and drives, you know, the RNK's Little Miss Anne. I think Jacob took a stud out there to Virginia. I think, you know, there's a program where they're standing some standardbreds out there, breeding some mares, and trying to get some racing going back on the mid-east coast over there.
Okay, that's great. So send it from the backstretch. I'll get the right picture up there so you can see that YouTube account. You can, love Daryl. You guys are doing a great job, and Dave is doing a double duty. You are doing a great. I'll still like to know about.
Association does have a Hall of Fame. Their website, Harness Illinois, I'm not sure where it's at on what tab or whatnot, but they have a Hall of Fame section, and I think that was started 30 plus years with COVID and whatnot, a little before then or so. But, you know, I think we're about due, and I think there's talk of maybe doing it again. So the Hall of Fame is something I think is important. You know, the history, I'll push for that too. You know, I'm glad he's bringing that up right now.
All right. And it looks like a 4-horse race coming up here, and one of my favorite horses, Bingo Bingo Bango, RNK's Little Miss Annie. Also, we've seen that horse 3 times, and it's done fairly well, along with Bell Boots, Bingo Bango, Bell's Boots, and I'm going to go with Little Miss, RNK's Little Miss Annie for my 3rd. We appreciate you watching and listening as we get ready for race 7 purse of $2,325 today. It is the Rita Kai Memorial, and I'm sure it's not cool up there in the stands for her up there in the stands, but we're glad to have that. We're going to take a station break right now. We'll be back after.
Transport is the go-to mobile home transportation company. We provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Trained by Cornelius Cavett, driven today by Cornelius Cavett. The 3, Ingo Bingo Bango, is owned by Brendan Potts. The 4, RNKS Little Miss Anne, is owned, trained, and driven by Edgewood's Jacob Bradle.
back with you on Harney 7. That's up on the screen. As I've said, my picks in this race, because I've seen this horse several times, Ingo Bingo Bangle. It's got some of the times and the finishes on that horse. And then RNKS Little Miss Annie, I've seen that horse about 3 times. Finishes usually, mid-pack or Cornelius Cavett and his horse also could be a 3rd place horse there. So I was juggling between the 2 and the 4. We get ready to look at things here. We'll look and see if we got any horses on the track. And we do not at this point. A look out here. David's going to have to get going. And so as they come around the corner here, we'll
4 3-year-old Bell Boots and Matt Evanetti, Frontier Cheryl and Cornelius Cavett, Ingo Bingo Bango and Brendan Potts, and RNKS Little Miss Ann, Jacob Radel. Here at Ingo Bingo Bango and Brendan Potts on the inside. 3rd, Frontier Cheryl. Racing 4th is RNKS Little Miss Ann and Jacob Radel. They move up the backstretch for the first time, and it's Bell Boots and Matt Evanetti says, nuh-uh, stay out there. They move past the quarter-mile marker. They move in that second turn now, and it's still, was it? 31-1. Right as well. Those 2 on top move towards the home stretch for the first time in this mile, and it's all Bell Boots and Matt Evanetti. Sitting second, Ingo Bingo Bango, and Brendan Potts sits down, grabs some rail time now. They move past the grandstand for the first time. 102 and 2 to the half, 102 and 2/5 of a second. They move out of the 3rd turn for the second time now, and it's Bell Boots on top by a comfortable margin. Ingo Bingo Bango races second, RN quarter pole, and they reach that marker for the time of 132 and 2, 132 and 2 to the 3/4, and Bell Boots and Matt Evanetti has a commanding lead in that last turn now. Matt Evanetti going to pick up a nice little win here. Matt's comfortably asking that filly just to step out a little bit. Bell Boots wins this race, say 7th race. Finishing second was Ingo Bingo Bango. RNK.
Matt Evanetti in that race, doing a great job and coming through and winning in that. He had my first pick and my second pick got.
And you're seeing a group walk over from the barn area to the winner's circle now. Race 7 was the Rita Sear Memorial. I was just informed that Rita Sear was the mother of Tony Bell. Rita Sear Memorial goes to Bell Boots, the home stable. And here's that filly right here in the winner's circle. The presentation of the race 7 blanket. Bell Boots is a 3-year-old filly trotter by Lou's Legacy out of the Casino by Matt Evanetti. And the Rita Sear Memorial goes home to Bell Boots. Give a big hand, folks. The winner of today's 7th race, Bell Boots, Matt Evanetti. Race 7 results are official. The 3, Ingo Bingo Bango, was second. The 4, RNKS Little Miss Ann, finished third. Your fraction is 31 and 1, 102 and 2, 132 and 102 and 2, 132 and 2, 202 flat. Bell Boots takes the Rita Sear Memorial in a lifetime best. Takes a new mark too. Congratulations to the connections.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart.
Indispensable. Maximum exposure, the best sales marketing tools. The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered users buying and selling racehorses and bloodstock through daily online auctions. Browse listings for free and buy your next racehorse.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking 217-728-2166.
Come join us for the 20 Classic Yearling Sale to be held on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Over 180 yearlings will be offered, including many by leading sires across the Midwest. Strongest catalogs ever. Find your next champion at the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Provide top-notch services including moving, block and leveling, and even demolitions with a quick turnaround time. If you're looking to move or get rid of your mobile home, Pine Ridge is the company to call. We now have dumpsters available for rent at competitive rates. Contact Wayne at 217-313-9744 or find us on Facebook.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are
back with you coming up for you on Harness Tube as we get ready for this 8th race. We'll take a quick look at it with you as far as the race. Trying to, I don't know if I lost my thing here, but we'll see. There, Harness Tube free for our viewers and watchers out there, and our advertisers who you've been hearing with advertising. But these donors just sent to help us out if at Harness Tube. That's at Harness Tube, or you can send a check to P.O. Box 63 in Mount Sterling, 62353. That's available. But let's take a look at this 8th race here. Are the top 3 in this? Well, I see one down here I missed at Petersburg that we did see. But 5 horses in the race. YF Peanut, Jerome Daniels, the driver. We'll let David tell you more.
3-year-old Colton Gilding Trot, the Illini Colt Stakes, the Danny Rhodes Memorial for a purse of $2,480. Driven by Cornelius Cabot. The 3, Judge Me Not, is owned by Ronald Phillips of Athens, Jamaica Patton of Rochester, and Sherry Boldovic of Lakewood, Colorado. And the 4, Coal Creek, is owned by Sheila Elliott of Crete, Illinois, bred by Jason Plank of Illinois, trained by Leslie Miller, driven today by Jill Brown. Jeffers and Adele Jeffers Everett, trained by Roshan Trigg, driven today by Jamal Denson. YF Peanut took a nice half-mile mark at 2, and Judge Me Not had back-to-back wins at Petersburg and Lewiston in 2-7 and change both starts. So today's 8th race.
Has won a couple of races this year, a couple of seconds, a third. Man up there, my number 2 pick, YF Peanut, driven and trained by Jerome Jamaica Patton horse. And if I were to say I picked a horse wrong, it would be Jamaica Patton's horse may finish 1st or 2nd. And so again, a good 5 horses as they get to the gate.
From the inside out, YF Peanut and Jerome Daniels. The 2, Smoking on Pizzazz and Cornelius Cavett. Judge Me Not, Jamaica Patton. Coal Creek, Jill Brown. Jammin' High, Jamal Denson. That gate turns for home. And here they come. Jammin' High back off the gate. The other 3, Coal Creek. Smoking on Pizzazz back there second. Jammin' High racing third. A few lengths back to YF Peanut racing fourth. And Coal Creek is your trailer early in the race. They move up the backstretch for the first time. And it's Judge Me Not and Jamal Denson. Fourth is YF Peanut. Back of the pack is Coal Creek. 29-1 to that quarter. 29-1. Jamaica Patton opens up on this field and has a commanding lead as they move out of that second turn for the first. Trotter stretched out here. The 3-year-old gelding by Can't Afford It. SH2 out of Cheyenne Spur moves past the grandstand at a nice rate for conditioner Jamaica Patton sitting second, Smoking on Pizzazz on the outside. Now YF Peanut races third and his turn for this last time. And Jamaica taps that horse up, asks him to go on a little bit. We have a race on for second back here. It's still going to be Smoking on Pizzazz on the inside. On the outside, it's YF Peanut. The inside racing fourth. Last turn for the last time in this mile. We have a race for second, though. It's going to be Smoking on Pizzazz on the inside. Still YF Peanut on the outside. And Jammin' High looking for room to try to race up for second. But Judge Me Not in Jamaica Patton now. Jamal Denson finished the second with Jammin' High. Smoking on Pizzazz was third. YF Peanut was fourth. And fifth was Coal Creek. 58-3 for the mile. Time for the mile, 1:58 3/5 of a second. And here's your winner of today's 8th race, the 3, Judge Me Not. This 3-year-old is owned by Ron Phillips of Athens, Jamaica Patton of Rochester, Sherry Boldovic of Lakewood, Colorado. This gelding was bred by Ron Phillips, trained in Divinity Day by Jamaica Patton. Takes a new life third. So big hand for Judge Me Not, Jamaica Patton, winner of today's 8th race. Was third. The 3, Judge Me Not, your winner. The 4, Coal Creek, finished 5th. And the 5, Jammin' High, was second. 9-1, half and 58 flat. 3/4, 1:27-2. Time for the mile, 1:58 3/5 of a second. Top down, 4-3-1 pace for a purse of $2,674. 6 fillies due out shortly.
The easiest way to sell your horse for top dollar. The wave of the future. Since holding their first sale 20 years ago, OnGate.com has become harness racing's leading marketplace, with over 13,000 registered. The way the business works.
Steve's right. David Brink back with you. David's got a break here. Great job, by the way.
Well, thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. I'm wandering around the back of the grandstand trying to find a breeze and shade so I can, as you know, but the crowd doesn't know, there is a header beam that is about my chin height. So I'm having to walk back to the back of the judges' stand and find a spot down on the steps where I can see the whole track and trying to stay cool if I can.
And if you want...
Steve's audio dropped out. You guys got that?
I think we'd have a lot of people that agree with that, David, is that... You're a natural at doing this,
and
we
did talk today. This week there was confusion of audio. Relay the messages, the announcements that the announcer gives to the grandstand, and I could try to call the races if we're in a pinch and can't get it in the audio board and have to just do our own audio.
Yeah, if you can do it.
Well,
Knott's ball was tough enough for me to get used to, and you just have to learn 10 names there and be able to do the fill-ins. For this race today, you got 12 races. You got about 60 different horses that you're doing for.
To the official Randy Callahan earlier, I made a boo-boo earlier in a race. I think I called the wrong horse. I think I called Cornelius Cavett instead of Stevie Halford. Their colors aren't even, all the old school announcers, the Grand Circuit guys would have binoculars, shirt and tie, and are polished. And I'm out here, no binoculars, and I'm calling them by the drivers in sport first. And I grew up watching these drivers, wanting to be like them, so I remember the colors. And as I turn my head around and watch the track and try to do this announcing, you're going to hear me say a lot of drivers' names.
Going back to this last race, I mean, I couldn't have been more wrong, but the only right statement that I made to the fans was I picked the Judge Me Not to be third.
I don't know if Jamaica thinks that that Denny Gardner set the bar last night with Travis Seekman and Goomster, the 3-year-old colt trot, and you know how fast you have to go now, and Jamaica won to, you know, that's huge for an Illinois bred. You know, this homebred for the Phillips and Boldovics and Pattons clan. You know, it's a good, nice little horse, nice horse.
Absolutely. Through 2/3 of the races. Let's look at race 9. You got 6 horses in this race, David.
Yeah, and we do have a driver on the 2. Little Miss Landshark is Matt Evanetti. I see him out there on the bike. So the 2, wow, there's 6 head. It's going to be keeping me on my toes.
Well, you know, that keeps you out of trouble.
Got to earn my keep, right?
Okay, Matt is in the 2.
Yep.
Okay.
It was a TBA. And
all right. And so, and then, let's see, there's one other change here. David,
what?
Is it Tyler Stephen Clemens?
On the 5, yeah. The 5 Frontier Molly. Yeah, it should be a nice race. You know, 3-year-old Billy Pace is always a competitive field. Anyone who knows horses knows that 3-year-old fillies are about as the most game and hungry. They are some of the toughest race horses out there. I should say 3-year-old fillies in general. But, yeah, it should be a nice competitive race. We got 6 horses. And I might have to give
ready to parade.
Well, they're turning in circles, so I think they're going to come out here very soon. But
okay,
I'll turn off my mic and give it back to you and go grab my other mic.
All right, sounds great. David Brink doing double duty today down here in Charleston. Right now, she's taking a break, so we don't have a really good camera view for you, but she's taking a break over there. Well-deserved break with 12 races.
Old Philly Pace. For a purse of $2,674, the race sponsor, Kohler's French Fries. Let's meet our field. The 1, Slim's Final Filly, is owned by Jesse Judy of Potomac, Walk on Water Acres LLC of Beecher, bred by Jesse Judy, trained by Flacco Family Farms LLC of Alexis, Illinois, Roshan Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi. Those connections are the breeders, Flacco and Trigg. Trigg trained Jamal Arthur, trained by Kevin Miller, driven by Wyatt Evanetti. The 5, Frontier Molly, is owned by Jesse Judy of Potomac, Illinois, Walk on Watts Clemens. The 6, Augusta Satin, is owned by Tony Simone of Willow Springs, Illinois, Dave McCaffrey of Briar Ridge, Illinois, Jay McCaffrey of Davenport, driven today by Clark Fairley.
Ashley's Little Angel 4 times this year, and she won at Rushville with a time of 2:02. Looking at that as my number 1 pick, Baba's Last Call. We've seen that horse 4 times. Urbana, Petersburg, Knoxville, and Rushville. It had a first in Petersburg with the numbers here, and based on some of the races it's been in, I'm going to pick it for the 3rd place winner today. And so dollars and Baba's Last Call, $46.77, as it's no prior starts. Hasn't won anything this year.
6 3-year-old Billy Pacers move in behind the gate. Today's 9th race, the Kohler's French Fries Memorial. From the inside out, Slim's Final Filly, Mikey Rogers. Little Miss Landshark and Matt Evanetti. Ashley's Little Angel, Jamal Denson. And Tyler Stephen Clemens. And Augusta Satin. And Lerna's own Clark Fairley. For the 4, Bapa's Last Call, and Wyatt Evanetti takes him into that first turn. His brother, the brothers Evanetti are 1-2. It's Wyatt and Bapa's Last Call in the first turn. Little Miss Landshark and Matt sitting there. Fourth is Frontier Molly. Or excuse me, fourth is, I skipped one, Ash's Little Angel. Back there, fifth is Frontier Molly, and at the back of the pack is Slim's Final Filly. On back top is still gun 4, and it's all Bappa's Last Call on top, commanding this field into that second turn. The brothers Avenatti are 1-2. Wyatt taps this filly up, and his brother's got a handful right behind coming, but settles back in now with Augustus Satin. Racing fourth is Ashley's Little Angel. Back there, fifth, Frontier Molly. At the back of the pack, Slim's Final Filly. On top past the half. It's still all going to be Bappa's Last Call. Half, 103-1. Here comes Little Miss Landshark and Matt Avenatti. The outside is going to be on the inside. Bappa's Last Call on the outside. Little Miss Landshark. Those two, 1-2. If they can. On the inside racing third now is Ashley's Little Angel. Fourth, Augustus Satin. Fifth, 133-4 to the 3/4. 133-4 on the inside. It's still Bappa's Last Call. Bappa's Last Call, holding on strong for Avenatti. Racing seconds. Ash's Little Angel on the outside. Here comes Augustus Satin up for third. It's all Bappa's Last Call to win the race. Ash's Little Angel at the back of the pack. Slim's Final Filly. $203.
And I'm trying to, I missed the one horse.
Moving back to the winner's circle now, your 4-horse, Bappa's Last Call. This 3-year-old filly by Fort Knox out of Watts and driven today by Wyatt Avenatti. Bappa's Last Call takes the colors French fries. Race.
All right, back with you on the air with that as we finally have that it is official. But on that,
race 9 is official. The 1, Slim's Final Filly was 6th. The 2, Little Miss Landshark was 4th. Fractions 30-4 to the quarter, 103-1 to the half, 133-4 to the 3/4, 203 flat for the mile. Top down, 6-4.
Horses that were on top, but my 1 and 2 got flopped around on that. I don't know about you, but I like picking those. David coming back over, we'll have him for a few moments while we 3 horses, but in 1 and 2 were flip-flopped in the order.
You
on
bet
that.
against Wyatt? What?
I did. I actually picked Ashley's Little Angel.
And Jamal did a great job there. I want to give a big shout out to Augustus Satin, Clark Fairley with a heads-up mutual ticket, because that one probably he kind of snuck up there and grabbed that third right there at the last minute.
Yep, and so a really good race there. We've had good close races in the last spots, and
racing all day long.
We're taking a look at this next race, race number 10, 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pace. Payout $24.66 today, 800. Telstar really way back at Martinsville. Let's see, trying to look.
Foxman is formidable. I mean, he's a nice horse. He made a little bit of money last year. Got 4.
And this is where you look at the times and you go, what's going on here? And to understand, if they don't have to push the horse unless they're,
This is new to you. A lot of drivers drive with watches, stopwatches in their hand. The right hand has the whip, and their hand holds. The left hand they have a stopwatch, so they're keeping their own.
And I want you to look at Foxman, because that would be my prime example out there of, night and day difference in how hard 5. Okay, 205 and 4.
Yep.
It won at DeCoin. Okay, 155. And 2. Now you're talking a mile track versus a half mile.
Teach them speed, and if your horse knows speed, you can tap into that. So if you're seeing speed on the card, you know that it's there if you need it. Hopefully they can make it around a half-mile tight turn a little bit, but yeah, animal.
Well, and the other thing I will notice, we've talked about this before, about a horse that can run half miles and a horse that can run miles. And this Foxman may be a horse, because if you look at its mile track numbers.
A little, maybe shorter, bulldoggy or boxier type horses sometimes, they can beat around these little half-mile tracks and kind of keep their footing underneath them. They don't necessarily have the longest. They're competitive, animals. Maybe not the all-stars, but hey, this Foxman made $21,000 for a connection, so you can't complain a whole lot.
Well, and I'm not going to go against my guy Jamaica Patton on. He hasn't won a race. It came in second, and if I'm reading it, 2.5 lengths back. The race that it finished second on low.
Yep. So Altamont, the race didn't get raced back 20.
Yeah, and so you look at some of this, and you're saying, well, what horse do I pick? This is one of those that when it comes down to me.
I will say this is a driver's track, and I will say it's a trainer's track, because you have to drive like a trainer. You can't just drive like a catch driver, open the throttle, point the animal down the track, and go. Where to come, where to go. I saw somebody yesterday, I can't remember who it was a local though. They made a move on the home stretch. They knew how much, where that third turn was, and they knew how much they could race to it and beat the opposition there and get that position.
Just so much to go on here, folks. You can't run out of things if you're sitting in the stands with someone next to you. And the reason why I'm not talking a lot today is I don't have David, but you can have these same conversations and get next to
Tina Schrock.
Tina Schrock. And we ask her questions, and she fills us in. And the thing I love about this is you ask a horseman, you ask anybody that is knowledgeable about horse racing a question.
It feels like when we're talking to people, sometimes you're speaking Greek. They don't understand what you're saying. They don't have a clue what you're talking about. But if they come out, if they experience it, they ask the questions that they have on their mind and what they're looking at on the, maybe it's a trainer, maybe it's a color, maybe they like the green harnesses on some horses. It doesn't, whatever it is, there's always something, there's names of horses. I mean, people like local connections. Find some reason, pick an animal in the program, find some reason to choose
the community in, and even, us people with a harness tube and even some local people back there fed us up really good last night. But a lot of information we gathered back there just talking to horsemen and by going back.
But if you have them in that window when they're not just bam, 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 horse to horse to horse, man, they're just characters. They love talking to you. They love telling you stories and meeting you and shaking your hand. And
yeah, and I was talking to Freddie last night because the horseman knowing his competition horses as well as he knows his own horses. And Freddie said that's absolutely true. They know.
Field is out for today's 10th race, the Illini Colt Stakes. 3-year-old Colton Gelding and Telstar, owned by Kevin and Daryl Miller of Arthur. Bred by Diana Wilson, trained by Kevin Miller, driven today by Matt Evanetti. The 2, Foxman, is owned by Brian Lohman of Broadlands, Kevin Miller of Arthur, trained by Roshan Trigg, driven today by Jamal Denson. The 4, Loy's Big Al, is owned by Jackson Loy of Beecher City, Illinois, Charlo Roller of Rochester, bred by Alex Adam, trained by Mike Farms of Altamont, Illinois, trained by Jamaica Patton, driven today by Jamaica Patton. These 5 Colton Gelding Pacers move in behind the gate.
First, Foxman to finish second and Telstar to finish third. That's my picks, but hey, guess what? Throw them in a hat on this race, folks, because you are competitive, as we talked about before. You also have Jamaica Patton in this race. Just quality drivers within this race, quality horses within today, which there's only one. Lowe's Big Al is the only one in here, driven by Mike Rogers, and we'll see what happens with it. And we're gonna have a race here, folks, as they get ready to go here, as they get close to the gate and get set up. Races, we appreciate everything that she does as far as helping with harness racing. And so they are at the gate. David will be picking race 10. 10, 11, and 12 to come, and that'll be a day for us.
Here they come. And a nice start for these 5 Colton Gilding Pacers. They move to that first. Away quickly, third way is Matt Ebnedy and Telstar back there fourth. Mystic Revenge, and at the back of the pack is Loy's Big Al. That field moved up the backstretch for the first. Bombay Buddy racing second, back there third, Telstar racing fourth, back to Mystic Revenge, and fourth is Loy's Big Al. They approached that quarter-mile marker, and they were there at that time. And third is Telstar racing. Fourth now is Mystic Revenge. At the back of the pack is Loy's Big Al. They're all single file moving towards the home stretch for the first time. It looks like Telstar might be thinking about moving. Another 2 in, 2 out now. 101 and 3, 101 and 3. It's all Foxman on the inside. On the outside, Bombay Buddy racing third now. Mystic Revenge. Telstar racing fourth on the outside. And Loy's Bombay Buddy and Jamaica Patton. Wyatt taps that horse, asks him for a little more to keep that competition at bay. Mystic Revenge racing third. Back there, fourth is Telstar. Mystic Revenge filling up the inside there, looking for a roommate. 31 flat for the 3/4, and Foxman and Wyatt Abnett has controlled this field, and Jamaica on his first over bids, racing there second. Racing third. Oh, looks out. Mystic Revenge got some room now. Is looking for a place to go, and it's going to be Fox. The back of the pack, Loy's Big Al. For the mile, 159 and 2/5 of a second. 159 and 2. Foxman.
Unofficial time, or unofficial, I picked them. The number 2 horse, Foxman, finished first. We talk about that horse. Number 3 horse finished second, Mystic 4.
Your winner of the 10th race, the 2 horse, Foxman.
Well, like I said, that was a horse David and I talked about. A lot of the...
A nice mile of 59 and 2 out here. Here comes Wyatt with that individual. Kevin Miller there to catch his horse. Accept the insulation service blanket. It's owned by Brian Lohman of Broadlands, Kevin Miller of Arthur. It was bred by Fair Meadow Farms, Carl Becker in Altamont, Illinois, trained by Kevin Miller. The winner of our 10th race, Fox.
As they're letting the tractor pull guys pull onto the track. So if you start seeing that there's parts of the track that you haven't seen before, understand that tractor pull.
The 1, Telstar, finished third. The 2, Foxman, was your winner. The 3, Mystic Revenge, was second. The 4, Loy's Big Al, was fifth. The 5, Bombay Bunny, finished fourth of a second. Top down, 3, 1, 2, 5, 4.
All right,
Today's 11th race is a condition trot. We have a scratch. The ones who approach due out shortly.
Well, as we get ready for race 11, just 2 more races to go for the day. And getting ready to go with race number 11. David back in for that race, and David,
getting around the half mile is penultimate out here at these fairs, and Wyatt grabbed the front end. And when you can do that and control the race on these county fairs, you really get a huge advantage over the rest of the field. You just have so much.
Okay, and he drives that horse on a regular basis. That's one of those things. That wasn't a one-off thing.
I think
or
he's driven him
today.
both 2 years,
Yeah, he's driven horse. Consistency. Let's talk about that. Consistency, even with the driver. How important is that?
Oh, You know, that's something that it's hard to kind of convey. People think, oh, we want to put the best driver available up, and that is true. Even you work on a team on some sort of press. If your coworker, you don't get along with them, or they do something that you don't like the way they do it, you may put up with it for a while, but eventually it gets time to give them my microphone, so I'm rolling off.
Just 2 horses in this race as we have got a scratch on this.
Starters. Lifetime trot, also eligible. Non-winners of 4 races lifetime, also eligible. Non-winners of 1,000 in 2023. The T.A. Bacon Auto Rebuilders blanket. The one is Master Approach, is owned by Elizabeth Radel of Edgewood, Illinois. Bred by David Hirschberger of Illinois. Trained and driven by Jacob Radel.
Diablo and Master Approach. Jacob Radel, the trainer and driver for Master Approach. Los Diablo, Harold Finn Jr., driver. And so, boy, I just don't have an idea on this one. This is, yeah. At least I'll have that for you here in a moment. Sparse crowd today due, I think, to the heat, to the time of the day. With the heat, whether that's something that I'm interested in tonight or not. But we are getting ready here as they get ready. And they're at the gate.
Scratch the 1, El Champion. From the inside, it's Luz Diablo and Harold Finn, and Master Approach and Jacob Radel. He has 2 wins last year, a mark of 218 at Martinsville. Made almost $9,000 lifetime. Fields behind the gate. And Master Approach going to settle in second if he can there. Jacob's going to work the handholds a little bit, get that horse to settle down. Luz Diablo taps up a little bit, wants to give Jacob some room. They want to sit 1-2 if they can, make this as easy as for everybody. The move being controlled by Harold Finn Jr. and Luz Diablo. They've hit that quarter-mile marker in 33 stretch down the stretch. Master Approach trotting along second now. Loses a little ground there, turning for home for the first time in the home stretch. Harold Finn Jr. taps up his horse, moves towards that half-mile marker in 107 and 2. 107 and 2/5 of a second to that half mile. It's Luz Diablo on top still by a few lengths. Master Approach racing along there second sometimes. Luz Diablo takes his field towards that 3/4 mile marker. Master Approach racing back there second still. They remain unchanged this entire mile. They hit that 3/4 mile marker here, 3/4, 139 and 4. Luz Diablo hopefully can get a new mark today. I think he's looking to try to set that in. Harold Finn asked that horse to tap him up a little bit and keep on trotting. On top by comfortable 15-20 lengths. Master Approach still second back there, but it's all going to be Luz Diablo, home the winner of today's 11th race. Luz Diablo. $2:13.1. Time for the mile, 2:13.1.
Here as we get that split screen where you can see what's going on, we'd like to point out to you to help out the Finn family. Go to GoFundMe.com, GoFundMe.com, and put in the Finn family.
Making his way back to the winner's circle, Luz Diablo, owner, trainer, driver, Harold Finn Jr. Mark of 2:13.1. This Lose Legacy gelding was by Muscle Yankees mare What's the Matter Hanover. Takes a lifetime mark, lowering it Diablo.
All right, with that, just a reminder on the GoFundMe account. And we appreciate all of our sponsors out there.
Today's 11th race is official. Your approach was second. Quarter mile was in 33 and 3, the half in 107 and 2, 3/4 in 139 and 4. Time for the mile 2:13, 1/5 of a second. Top down, scratch 1, 2.
Here because we don't do a real long post race. As we'll be back here tomorrow, 12 o'clock. We'll be on the air 12:30 for the first post time tomorrow to Coles County Fair. I want to thank all the comments out there for this, for today's. And then there'll be a trainer's prize tomorrow, a couple of $100, I think it is, for that. So we have that going on. So tomorrow. Then Saturday and time, Ed Tiffy will be a track announcer. David will be back working with me. And hopefully we can work on some other things for tomorrow or for Saturday for that race. But I know Sunday is going to be a pretty big stakes races. They're pulling drivers for the final race of the day. Final race of the day is number 12. And number 12 race here is a 5-horse race. 1,100, well, I don't know. I'm going to have David explain this. And let's see. Anything that we've seen, we have not seen one Rocking the Crown we saw in Lincoln on the 30th. That was last Sunday. That horse finished 4th in its race, 13 lengths back in that race. And we saw that horse in Peters got a first in Lincoln with a time of 2 minutes. So if you're looking at horses with wins, win on a half-mile track. And it won by 3 lengths. And so that's a Stephen Halford horse. Stephen Halford, Avenatti trained horse in this, so you can't count him out. And Jamaica Patton in this race. To be honest with you, I don't have a clue who to pick in this. I have no idea. So I'm going to go with the 5, the 3, and the 1. 5, 3, 1 for my picks for this. And there's no reasoning behind that. I just went I don't have an idea. Yeah, we're losing some percentage over there. Thanks for Lisa talking to us about that. We'll try to. All right, we're back on the air now. We'll try to. We dropped some settings because apparently we lost some of our speed. And I'm going to move the thing back because it looked like it might have been getting hot. As far as our apparatus is concerned, we'll see what happens with that. Appreciate Lisa's heads up as she's watching across the way. So we get ready for race 12. Race 12 up on your screen here. And we'll take a station break. We'll be back after these messages.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Come join us for the 25th annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale to be held on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Over 180 yearlings will be offered, including many by leading sires across the Midwest, as well as several by first-crop stallions. It's one of our strongest catalogs ever. Find your next champion at the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 4th at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Post And let's meet our field for today's 12th race. A condition pace for non-winners of $5,000 lifetime. Also eligible non-winners of 3 races lifetime. Race sponsor WB's Pub and Grub for a purse of $1,150. The one, Jingles Little Lady, owned by Glenn Brown of Elgin, Texas, bred by Mervyn Lemon of Indiana, trained by Dave Avanetti, driven by Wyatt Avanetti. The two, Blaze Shooters, owned by Sidney Kelly of Clinton, Mississippi, bred by Willard Bracey of Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg, driven today by Jamal Denson. The 3, Lions Mickey, is owned by Gary Achenbach of Eastman, Wisconsin, bred by Stephen Day III of New Jersey, trained and driven by Jamaica Patton. The 4, Rockin' the Crown, is owned by Jackson Loy of Beecher City, bred by Winbeck Farm of Maryland, trained by Mikey Rogers, driven today by Brendan Potts. And the 5 is Vinnie Lou, owned by Cavallo Stable of Rickton Park, Illinois, trained and driven by Steve Hot Rod Halford. This field of 5, due to the gate shortly.
David Brink loves nicknames, and so we got a big laugh of the judges up here of Steve Hot Rod Halford. And so race 12 coming up. We'll be done with racing after this. Again, come back tomorrow. We'll be on the air at noon, post time 12. For the last day of racing here, 10 races on store for you tomorrow. And we'll just pray for just a little cooler weather tomorrow. But, hey, looking at home to see what the weather forecast is for there. And it's saying it's 84 degrees there. Wow. No, it's giving it here, 84. 88. Feels hotter than that. Humidity at 58%, which is big. And it's supposed to get to 85 by 4 o'clock today, which we've done pretty good here. Usually for 12 races is 3 hours. And we got a late start due to the ambulance not being here. So we're going to be done. Again, thank you to the horsemen and to everybody keeping things moving. Tomorrow here is supposed to be 90 degrees and partly sunny. And then we'll see what's happening.
Condition pacers moving behind the gate from the inside out. Jingles, Little Lady, and Wyatt Avanetti. Blaze Shooter, Jamal Denson. Lions Mickey, and Jamaica Patton. Rockin' the Crown, Brendan Potts. Here they come. And a nice hot start for these conditioned pacers. They're off and pacing, and it's Lions, Mickey, and Jamaica Patton away quickly for the lead between horses into that first turn on the inside. Jingles Little Lady holding them out there. They're 4 across the track in that first turn. Brendan Potts away. On the outside, it's going to be Vinnie Lou and Stevie Halford. Top now leads that field to the quarter pole. Vinnie Lou sitting second now is Lions Mickey. Racing back there third on the outside. Rocking the Crown on the inside. Jingles Little Lady. In the back of the pack is Blaze Shooter. Vinnie Lou takes the field into that second turn. Past the quarter and 28 4/5 of a second. 28 4 to the quarter. Vinnie Lou takes that field into that second turn now. Sitting second, Lions Mickey. On the outside is Rockin' the Crown. On the inside, Jingles Little Lady. And at the back of the pack, Blaze Shooter. The home stretch for the first time as they move towards that half mile marker. Racing second, still Lions Mickey on the inside now. Jingles Little Lady on the outside. Rockin' the Crown. They're past that half. 58 flat past the half. 58 flat. And it's all Vinnie Lou on top, taking this field to the third turn. Racing now out of it, up the backstretch, straightening up for the last time in this mile. Jingles Little Lady races third. Rocking the Crown back there fourth, and at the back of the pack, Blaze Shooter. Vinnie Lou on top by a handful of lengths, pretty comfortably here for Hot Rod Halford. Hits the 3/4 mile marker. 7 4. 127 and 4. 127 and 4 past the 3/4. Vinny Lou on top. Lions Mickey closing that gap. Now break by Jingles Little Lady, but it's all me. Vinny Lou on top. Hot Rod Halford goes to the whip, asking this horse to hold on because he can hear Lions Mickey and Jamaica working behind him. Lions Mickey's racing on for a second. Vinny Lou, Lions Mickey. Here comes Rocking the Crown. Vinny Lou, Lions. Vinny Lou and Hot Rod Halford. Lions Mickey home second. Rocking the Crowd was third. Jingles Little Lady home fourth. And Blaze Shooter was fifth. 2 minutes and 1. Making his way back to the winner's circle, Vinny Lou, this 4-year-old Party by Arts Place, getting driven by Steve Halford. Vinny Lou with the win, today's 12th race. Lady was fourth. Blaze Shooter was fifth. Lions Mickey was second. Rocking the Crown home third. And Vinny Lou, your winner. Quarter miles in 28 and 4. Time for the half, 58 flat. 3/4, 127 and 4. Time for the mile, 2 minutes, 1/5 of a second. Top down, 4.5231. Today's afternoon harness racing here at the Coles County Fair in Charleston. We welcome you back tomorrow. First post, 12:30.
We'll be back tomorrow with post at 12:30.